Hello. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Hello. Let's turn the music down. Oh, I hear myself echoing. Oh, I hear myself echoing. Okay, I got it. Don't worry, guys. Can you guys hear me? Everything going good? Music's down pretty good. Alright. Everyone can hear me? That's great. Alright. We're here to talk about some stuff. Let's switch it over to this so you guys can see me. Hello. I just ended up taking a shower. Was going to dry the hair and everything. Just didn't have the time or anything. So figured I'd take a shower after watching some NFL football today. Oh, hey, how's everyone doing in the chat? Let me know real quick before we jump right into this. There is a lot to break down for today. And I say a lot as in it's really heavy sort of stuff. It's like unnecessarily drama that we have to talk about today. It's really unnecessary, but we're going to talk about it today. Everyone doing good. Go Cowboys. Ugh. We'll see how you guys do this year. Pats are getting destroyed. Would be better had the Packers not choke. Yeah, even my sign's being a little sad today. Packers did lose against the Falcons, but that's all right. That's all right. It's all right. Everyone in the NFC North died. Loss is what I meant to say, but died is a bit accurate too, knowing who everyone lost against. Bears lost against Tampa Bay. Ugh. But anyways, we're going to be talking about some news, some drama today. Some stuff to talk about. I was going to live stream yesterday at some point, but I had a funeral to go to, so I ended up, not feeling well by the end of the day, so I just didn't do it. Kind of hesitant on doing it today as well, because I had some stuff come up, but I'm here, able to stream a little bit later than usual, but that's all right, and we're going to keep going. Yo, I'm Tampa. Yeah, I'm sorry about that if you're a Tampa fan. Your team's doing good so far. Good job. Good job on the wins. But, yeah, I wouldn't imagine losing to Tampa would be pretty bad. No offense, Tampa. Try not to take any offense by that. But regardless, we should be talking about something today. Now, as you can see, and I'm going to pull this up for you guys, we're going to jump straight into it. It's going to be about Scott. LizKatz X Scott. LizKatz is currently with H2O Delirious. I think everyone kind of knows this, but just some context for the situation that LizKatz and this guy named Scott used to be together. And apparently he got a little angry. Scott should have a nickname in all of this. That would be pretty cool to give him a nickname. But Scott has a Twitter account with a profile picture. Well, if you end up going to his Twitter now, it's a different profile picture, but the story behind this is that a commentary channel such as myself is going to upload videos, do live streams talking about this, and then there's going to be this little photo right up here in the top right of this thumbnail. And that's Scott's profile picture. This image right here is Scott's profile picture right there. There's a picture of Scott. It's blurry for this thumbnail, but that is his profile picture, all right? The photo of him. Now, Scott decided to strike mr.sen's channel for the photograph of Scott Reinhardt, taking down several live streams and several videos. When I say several, I mean 2 each. But it was an actual strike on mr.sen's channel. This mr.sen, who also talks about the drama and everything else going on. That's kind of why, all of his thumbnails are the exact same. It's because, yeah, we understand what's going on. So what happened was there was a strike against Scott's channel here. Or Scott's channel. Sen's channel here. Scott did. Because of the photograph that was used. Now, what photograph might this be? Well, if I end up showing it here, I don't want to risk making Scott any more mad than what he already is. So I would totally re-show that profile picture that he decided to make public on his public Twitter and his other socials as well. But I don't want to make him angry. I don't want to make him mad. So I would rather not share his profile picture going forward. Now, in terms of this whole Scott and why he did it, we do got some context. And we will talk about some of this context. Right here was one of the DMs posted on Sen's Twitter. I reversed the takedowns in good faith. Why is Sen lying? He really should move on. Let him know I have no interest in coming after him or anyone else. I just want my kid. Lying is not a good look on his part. So Scott then reversed all these claims. Scott reversed all of these claims of using the photo, which in turn reverses the strike. So now there's no more strike on his channel. We have nothing to worry about. It's all been reversed. But why would Scott first do this and then undo this? Why would he be doing this? Okay, there was something going out there that he's trying to get doxing information, which again I don't know how true that truly is. Apparently when you have a strike and you go to dispute some of these claims, some of your information gets sent to the other party. And so if Mr. Sen were to dispute these right here, it would send doxing information over there. It would send doxing information over to Scott, which Sen wouldn't want to give Scott any more information. So people thought it was that, including Sen. I think he talks about it right here. So having said this, Mr. Sen posted this, and then this was then reversed, shown by this DM. It was reversed. So now there's no more copyright strike anymore. $5 super chat from Kenobi. So Scott was going to leak John's face, but is mad that his public, not private info, is in thumbnails. Wow. So again, I got context for all of this, which I think it's good to go straight to the source. Now, I didn't necessarily ask permission to share any DMs between me and Scott, but I do got DMs between me and Scott to share. And the reasoning why I'm going to be sharing some of these DMs without even talking to him is that our conversation sort of ended, and I don't know if we'll end up speaking again. This is sort of what happened. All this stuff was breaking out last night. I saw the tweets. I kind of got some DMs about it. So then I was like talking to Scott, being like, okay, what's some context about this? And Scott kind of went after me a little bit. And so we ended up ending the conversation. After a few messages, we ended up ending the conversation. And then he texts me the next morning apologizing for everything and saying that he's not going to do the things he said he was going to do to me or Sen. And then he calls my personal phone number and leaves a voicemail, which he does have because that's how I first VC'd with him for the first time. He gave me his phone number and I called him. That was like the first time. But he called my number after not answering his DMs on Discord on purpose because I did not want to speak to him. He called my personal phone number and left a voicemail. Okay? Which I personally don't have a problem sharing the voicemail as well. Because the voicemail, again, it ain't leaking any sort of information. It's just more context from Scott. I'm sure Scott wouldn't want any of this to be public, but to understand his side and the context from him, and he understands I'm a journalist and I was first coming to him to ask him context about things that are public, I am going to be speaking about it and sharing the DMs today. And, again, hopefully Scott doesn't get mad. Hopefully he understands that Sen has a side to this. You struck his channel. He posted about it. You unstruck his channel. Well, that still becomes a newsworthy story to talk about the next day, regardless if you apologize and reverse the strike and everything like that. So, that's sort of what's going on there. Alright. Having said all of this, let's just go forth with how this whole strike ended up happening. How this right here. How did the strike happen? Why is Scott doing this? Which, by the way, I will go to Scott's Twitter. His tweets are protected, but he did change his profile picture to this. Again, I don't know if he owns the copyright. If he owns the copyright to this, he could technically take down this stream currently I'm talking about. But why would he want to do that? It would make him look incredibly worse if he did do something like that. But this is kind of what it looks like. He also used to have a LinkedIn tree with a bunch of other links to all of his other social media, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, everything. So he claims he's no longer a public figure, but he sort of did make himself public. He had links to all of his public socials and XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. So yeah, just letting you guys know. Is there any questions up to this point, or are we ready to look into the DMs? Because there are DMs to go through, and I am going to be talking about some of these DMs. Is there any questions? Does everyone understand where we're at in terms of what's been going on? Because this is crazy shit, and we're not even talking about Liz's side of the story. I still have Scott's link tree. Yep, if he took it down and he doesn't want it to be shared around anymore, I wouldn't share it, but it would be pretty hard for him to have to justify how people are getting things. Okay, everyone understands. Let's show the DMs. All right, everyone understands. All right, cool. Scott mad, and you guys talked, caught up. Kinda, not really. I talked to him, but we didn't get caught up on a bunch of stuff. He just started telling me a bunch of stuff, and I told him, dude, I was just coming to ask about this, and Scott kind of made it a bigger deal. He did retract 99% of what he said the next day and apologize, but still, most of it still stands. So yeah. Doesn't own the rights. Okay, cool. Anyways, let's jump straight into DM number 1. And again, if Scott, you're watching this by any chance, and you're seeing me share some of our DMs, this isn't with malice intent. This is just to kind of show context of the situation. I'm sure you're going to be mad. I'm sure you can find any reason you want to be mad. This is really just to show context and go from there. So here's the first DM. He texts me saying, I would like to address Liz's claims. And this was back on September 15th to give sort of context of what we're talking about. $5 super chat from Kenobi. You were chosen. You were the chosen one, dat darn. Sorry, TJV. We are having an epic duel while this was taking place somehow. It's all right. So this is me kind of showing context right here. I would like to address Liz's claims once I speak to my lawyer. She's done a great job with her Darvo attack and left out all the right parts. Slow clap. I said I will report on your response once you release it. It will have to be on your own your Twitter or some other social media account. You can take it directly if you wish. I can drop it right here for you. I will provide all the missing information. I just have to clear it with my lawyer. Give me a list of questions you'd like. Alright. Are we live? Are we back? Is everyone back? Let me know if you guys can hear me and if we're back. I'll check things on my end real quick. Are we back? Can you guys hear me? Light lag. Good now. Okay, we're good. Alright. Sorry about that. If any little complications happens, I think I know the fix. I'll fix it immediately. Make sure to remind me in the chat. Thank you. $5 super chat from Dat Darn. You underestimate my power. Kenobi, LOL, sorry TJV, the epic duel was fun. Cool. Okay, you guys have your epic duel in the chat, I guess. Anyways, regardless, moving on to the DMs. He says, you can take it directly as you wish. I can drop it here for you. I will provide all missing information. I just have to clear it with a lawyer. Give me a list of questions you'd like responded to. I won't be making any public, and then I responded saying I won't be making anything public from my channel first. You can go to drop it on Twitter, in a YouTube video, in a Google Doc, and link it, but I won't be the first to publish things first. I will report on things once either party makes it public themselves. So the reason why this whole conversation is happening is Scott's saying he would like to respond at one point to Liz's claims, and once he speaks to a lawyer, and he's willing to give it to me directly to post. But I'm telling him that you need to post it first, and I need to react to it. It ain't gonna be, you ain't coming to my channel to dump information for the first time. Because if you end up dumping anything that you have to end up going to court over or anything like that, then the whole video is being jeopardized of being taken down or not, which I don't really care, but that's just an extra complicated step now that I have to be involved with it if you're going to court individually with them in the first place. It's similar to like the original interview I gave him. It's kind of similar to that. So I told him, dude, you got to post on your own accord. You ain't going to be posting on my channel. You got to post on your own social media if you want to be able to do that. That's the context of this one, okay? Let me get the next one going for you guys. Here's the next one. He says, that's a good move. At this point, look up Darvo. I say I already have. And guys, if you guys remember this word Darvo, Olmrecker used to post about Darvo way back, way back when this was first coming out. He used to talk about Darvo a lot. So Darvo's not nothing new that's been heard in this whole situation. But Scott is bringing up Darvo here. And he brings it up quite a bit later on. It looks bad, but I am being judged on a nunch of lies and a few hours of my life with Zane. Bimeth. My apologies there. I was in shock. I was beaten, stalked, and harassed. I was not able to process my emotions. Liz being Liz was too much, and I snapped. I've never lied when asked. I admitted it. Everything I've said has been true, and even admitted my fault in this. All parents have a few bad moments, and unfortunately, my co-parent is not an honest one. I am not going to win in court of public opinion. I will win in other courts because I still haven't doxed Liz, but she has aggressively chosen to defame me. There are several claims that you can't make of people, even if true, they aren't, and she hits all those marks. She will continue to do so. Her intentions being to get me to kill myself. I'm not suicidal, but she keeps mentioning it, and if so, no welfare check. Point being, she has an agenda. Most of what I said was in response to what she said to me previously. She told me she would take my son from me, so I said I would not give him to her because I was emotionally exhausted. Anyhow, I have spent a long time making myself a better person. I wish you well, and I genuinely hope that you are well and they leave you alone. Truth is they will always win. My career is over. My reputation is destroyed. The only person I love are gone. So again, right there is a bit more information right here. We are going to move on to the next one. This is when although that messages happened near the 15th, I assume, whenever the original time date was up there. So those messages were like a day or two prior. This is from all last night. I responded at around 2 a.m. or whatever, my time. And it shows that one of Mr. Sen's videos were copyright claimed. I think I have the screenshot of this that I sent. Let me look for it real quick, guys, just so you guys know what he saw as well. Yeah, right here. So this is what I ended up sending. One of them, I also sent what Mr. Sen's put on there, but the video is no longer available due to a copyright claim by Scott D. Sullivan Reinhardt. Okay. So this is for anyone to see, by the way. If anyone clicked on a Mr. Sen link, they would be seeing Scott's full name right there. So this isn't me exposing Scott's real name when he wants to try to be a private person now. This is like what everyone would have seen at that point. So yeah. Having said that, I sent him this with question marks. He goes, read above. So he's referring to everything prior. I said I did. He goes, is there a question? I said, just wondering what this is about and why and all that. No comment. Sen can reach out. Huh? I planned on reacting to this and what Sen posted on Twitter. Just wanted more context. So this, again, a little bit of a warning. Hey, I plan on reacting and reviewing this. I kind of want context from you if you're able to give it. I'm handling everything in court moving forward. I will send you a cease and desist as well. I am not a public person. So this is the second time in this whole situation I have been threatened with a cease and desist or someone suing me. First from Delirious, second from Scott, which is a complete twist, I guess, in all of this, if you're looking for the story getting interesting. But yeah, right here you can see I will send you a cease and desist as well. But this also implies he's going to send a cease and desist to Sen. Now, I don't know if he's changed his mind since then. He probably has. But that is one thing right there. Sorry, I had a cough. $10 super chat from Kenobi. Well, hey TJV, my 48-hour shift starts at 5, so I gotta get some sleep, Lamau. We'll definitely catch up with the upload of the stream. Have a great night. Dat darn, your son will turn you good. All right. Thanks, Kenobi. I appreciate it. Good luck with the 48-hour shift. That seems like a long-ass time. Sued JV and Mr. Sued is bound to happen. Yeah, so the Sued JV, it seems like he wants to send me a cease and desist as well. Don't worry, there's more to this. I end up questioning him on him wanting to send me a cease and desist as well. But it is a little shocking to me, especially since he had to GoFundMe because it was hard for him to already pay for attorneys for the Delirious and Liz family court thing he was going to go towards. Now he's wanting to push legal action towards other people for whatever reason. Again, you can see by my previous DMs with him, I wasn't rude, I wasn't disrespectful. I'm not going out slandering him or defaming him or anything. I did react to Liz's side of the story, and he did see my video. He does bring up that I called him a POS, but I was sharing my opinion based on some obvious messages that he would probably even share his opinion very similar to that if he saw someone else doing that, which again, I'll bring all this up. But yes, this is the screenshot where I pretty much just ask, what is going on with you striking Sen's channel and take down his videos over a profile picture that you had public? And he sits here and responds, no comment, but I'm going to send you a cease and desist as well. So that's a bit interesting. Now, let me pull up the next one here. That was that one, so this is the next one. All right, here we go. TJV, what do you think about all this? I'm gonna wait to share my opinion until the end. Let's just get through all the DMs because there's about 4 or 5 more screenshots I gotta show you. All right. So after he said he's gonna send me a cease and desist as well, I said, okay, question mark. He goes, Trevor, I like you and would rather we not end up in a pissing contest. Which again looks like he started because I wasn't trying to have a pissing contest. Look up Darvo. This shit is my life right now. I have to continue to work and I am going to be struggling. I just gave my lawyers all the land. I have been squirreling away to defend myself. I know you aren't rich and I have no intentions of being like Liz and John. I'm curious on what the chat thinks of, one, this last sentence right here, especially commenting, hey, I know you aren't rich. But second, this entire paragraph he sends right here. I respond saying, I told you I already looked up Darvo. You are all of a sudden going after myself for covering stuff that I have been posted public. You made this all public. Liz made her side public. I am just reviewing and reacting to it. I am not going after you, no. So, the very last screenshot, he says, like literally, this is at 3 a.m. The other screenshots were at like 2:40. So, in a matter of 20 minutes, he goes from, I'm going to send you a cease and desist as well, to, I'm not going to no longer go after you. Interesting. Interesting. And then I respond right here where he says, I will send you a cease and desist as well. I respond. I guess I could have showed this and focused and highlighted this, but you said you will send me a cease and desist. She made it public, I addressed it, and then she actually doxed me. So I think he's referring to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think this first sentence, he is referring to Liz alluded to it on Twitter, maybe? Like, she talked about, like, the audio clips and her family's getting death threats. Like, her vague tweets that she had in the past that I already covered. Maybe that's what he's referring to, but other than that, I have no idea. Yes, I will. Probably responding to the cease and desist. I am dependent on my professional skills and reputation. Liz could eat human flesh, and her body will continue to have value to people who like how it looks. She will never suffer from defamation. For her publicity is publicity. For me, bad is bad and good is good. I am going to focus on my profession and mental health. Why send me a cease and desist for covering public information, though? Stuff that is already posted publicly. You have said before I have every right to do so. So again, this is just more talking about why sending the cease and desist, him bringing up Liz and how Liz is going to get away with this, and that Liz started all of this, not him. And then I kind of respond, you did, though. You did help amplify this and make this more public when you agreed to do an interview with me. So this was a bit confusing from Scott. when I was speaking to him about this matter. The very next one I believe is this. Where was this one? Okay, it was this one right here. Okay. My apologies on that one. Pulled up the next one. Again, I am not a public figure at this point. I am asserting that. So he claims he's not a public figure after making himself a very, very public, very, very open, and especially on my video. So I want to talk about this real quick. This would even be a good point to have a poll just to see what other people think. And feel free to type in the chat. Again, I want to assert that I'm not trying to dog on Scott. I'm not trying to harass him or send people to hate him. I am just sitting here discussing what is going on. And again, hopefully, Scott, you can figure out whatever the hell you're dealing with and everything goes smooth sailing for you, I guess. But with this, I'm going to say, is Scott now a public person or a public, what did he say, a public figure? And the answers are going to be yes, no, and we'll put maybe. So people can decide, have 3 options. Again, I'm going to share my opinion near the end. I'm not going to share my opinion midway through. So you guys understand everything that's going on. So there's the poll. Answer the poll. Figure out what you guys end up thinking of all this. Is Scott now a public figure? Did he make himself public and now he's kind of a public figure? People know Scott because of the actions he did publicly. If you're not for sure, just maybe click maybe. And if you think no, click no. And we'll see how everybody ends up reacting to that. So well over 100 votes already. 73% are saying yes. A little less than 20% are saying maybe. And a little less than 10% are saying no. So that is very interesting. Thank you guys for that. I'm going to end the poll. You only had really a little bit of time. I don't want to leave the poll up for people to be like, oh, what's this about? So, yeah, just wanted to kind of know. Got a little over 100 people's reaction. I could have waited until 200 people did, I guess, but it's whatever. What if Scott isn't even real? Some people thought they didn't even think Scott was his real name or whatever. Some people were actually thinking that for a bit, which is crazy. I don't know where that's coming from. But regardless, let's continue. He says that he's not a public figure. I said, you made yourself public through my streams and videos, though. You can't act like you didn't just make yourself public, though. I can assert I am not a celebrity YouTuber or anything of the sort. I am a guy who was doxxed. I respond to the soft doxing, then I was doxxed again. So I would understand if he was soft doxxed, if someone brought him up first, but he has been shown to go to these live stream chats and kind of make himself a public figure by talking in the chats, joining Sen's stream, joining my streams, doing an interview, posting on Twitter, sharing around a GoFundMe to several people, and he's kind of representing himself as a public figure in that aspect. If he came out and just did one interview and then left and said, okay, I'm going to go private again, and never spoke again, he would have a little bit more grounds, I would say. But based on that, he kept coming back, and he just decided to leave for the moment LizKatz posted her side of the story. It's kind of hard to argue that you want to all of a sudden now be private. We can still talk about your actions of the past and any actions you do currently online that's accessible for people. You did an interview with me, putting yourself out there. Ironically, for Liz, did what she was fearful of me doing. Have a nice day, Trevor. Again, I do not dislike you. Notice your videos are still up. I would appreciate if you leave me alone from now on. So again, this is kind of alluding to I should leave him alone. I should stop making videos about him, maybe. I don't know if he's insinuating that. He did make himself public. He did kind of stir up this entire situation, and if LizKatz still plans on putting out a video or adding to the tweets she's already put out prior, there's going to be more conversation about Scott regardless by a lot of people. So a conversation won't really stop from me, to say that real quick. Notice your videos are still up. He's claiming that he could take my videos down as well, even though I don't use his profile picture nearly as much. He can maybe take down 1 or 2, but he couldn't take down that many videos of mine, I don't think, even if he wanted to. So yeah, that was a bit alarming. I don't know if he's ever thought about taking down my videos. I know he went after Mr. Sen, and he doesn't like Mr. Sen, and Mr. Sen probably will hop in the stream tonight and explain to you guys why they ain't getting along. That's their business. I was covering the outcome of whatever feud they were having, and yeah, hopefully that doesn't translate over to me. He doesn't think of me and think I did things that Sen did, or think Sen did things I did. That would be really confusing. I responded saying, okay, but I can still talk about what Liz posted about you. You understand that. Again, if she posts something publicly, I'm allowed to review and react to it. I will address you then based on that. You are spreading disinformation. You are helping with a Darvo attack. Less than a couple of hours of my life are being highlighted as if the other 99% was like that. You take a few bad moments, the largest volume during a period where I was in shock. I was under mental stress from being beaten for hours and verbally abused by having my loved ones threatened, talking about the ex-girlfriend and how he had to break up with her and blah, blah, blah. Kind of the thing that kind of started all of this and why the son stayed with Liz. Then amplified that. Right here. Right here. This entire thing, he claims that I'm spreading disinformation by covering Liz's side of the story. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Here, this is easier. Put a 1 if you think I'm spreading disinformation by covering Liz's stuff on Twitter. Put a 1 in the chat if you think I'm spreading. Put number 2 if you think I'm not spreading disinformation. It's not spreading disinformation. Put 2. If you think it is spreading disinformation, put a 1. Okay, that was a good change up as well, because I always have 1 as 1 answer and 2 as 2, and usually the answer is always 1, but I would agree with answer number 2. I don't think I'm spreading disinformation by this. Thank you, chat. You can stop putting 2s in the chat. But I don't think I am. I don't think I'm helping with the Darvo attack or anything. I think I'm just covering the basis, and if there are actual screenshots coming from Scott, which again, we don't really, I guess, know if that is truly Scott's number, but based on the information, it most likely is Scott's. Like, it would be weird if I questioned Scott on, oh, is that really Liz's number after already priorly, like, confirming it or whatever. It is text messages with Scott to be assumed, and if he did do that, yeah, I mean, any opinion people have of him is their opinion about it, and that's sort of how it works. TJV, an honest journalist, covers every side of the story, so there is a clear view of the whole story. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep, just covering both sides. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Moving on, we have, this was number 5, so this is number 6, the 6th screenshot here. Scott continues, I am gaining my wits back and will be breaking down every legal infraction there is and presenting it. Moving forward, I will no longer be taking the abuse from people. I am politely asking you to cease and desist. If necessary, I will have that presented formally, saying that he will have his attorney send me a cease and desist. I am just very tired. So again, this kind of shows that little, the cease and desist popping back up again. What are you asking to cease and desist? What specifically? He responds, TJV, how about this? What do you want? Guys, what was I messaging him in the first place about? I was asking about mr.sen's strike. He knows what I want, okay? But I'm saying, okay, you're asking me to cease and desist. What specifically are you asking me to cease and desist? And then he goes, how about this, TJV? What do you want? Dude, I already told you what I want. And I'm going to, right here, I tell him, I was just originally wanting context on why you were copywriting Mr. Sen. Now you are saying you will send a cease and desist to me. He responds, again, I am willing to unstrike him if he removes the images and defamatory comments. Which, again, we don't know what those defamatory comments are. We just know that there are images being used and what comments are defamatory. Scott would need to clarify this if he was going to stick with this, which again, I will update. Please listen to this entire thing, because Scott kind of does a 180 on all of this. He kind of reverses everything he did. But he says if he removes the defamatory comments. So I'm kind of confused here. I'm like, you got to specifically address what is defamatory that he's saying. Is him saying, hey, I hope you guys all have a great day? Is that, you considering that a defamatory comment or not? Now, that is playing a little dumb and stupid, but he does need to be more specific on what is a defamatory comment. He has instead sent GG to me and isn't saying anything. I am saying I am tired of being bothered. I responded saying, I am not here trying to defend Mr. Sen. That is between you two. But now you are going against me. You are also not wanting me to talk about it anymore. Why not just allow me to cover the situation like I have been, being neutral and reviewing both sides? You called me a POS. Stands for a piece of shit. That is not impartial. I responded saying I shared my opinion. Based on the text message provided about you and how you were speaking in them, I am allowed to share an opinion, just like how most of the internet can. Keep in mind, I also said that we will have to wait for your response to Liz's claim, saying that there was another side to all of it. So yeah, if you go back and look, I sit here and clearly say, live streams and videos, Scott has a side, Liz has a side. When Liz's side was presented and I covered Liz's side, I said, hey, Scott's going to have probably a response to this. He has another side to this. I even sit here and claim everything Liz is saying. We don't know if it's all true. We just know that some of the screenshots do make it kind of damning and a bit more believable and more so true. But to everything else that don't have screenshots with it, we don't know if Liz is telling the full truth or not. Just like we don't know if Scott was telling the full truth. And that's kind of been the basis of all of this. So for Scott to sit here and say that I'm being impartial because I called him a POS, I also sat here and I said it was really pathetic for Delirious to threaten me with a cease and desist. Is that me being impartial to Delirious? Because I shared my opinion on both sides. I sat here and called Liz and Delirious. I said that they were not acting like they should. They weren't acting mature. They were acting like children. That is my opinion. Is it me being impartial? Is that me being biased towards Scott calling them that? Well, I called Scott a POS for some of the DMs that were shared about him. So guys, do you guys think I'm allowed to be sharing my opinion? This is kind of why when people ask me, hey, what do you think about all this? I saw some of you guys ask me in the chat, what do you think about all this? I'm waiting to share my opinion because, oh my God, what happens if I share my opinion? People are being like, oh my God, TJV, you're being impartial sharing that opinion. You shouldn't be sharing that opinion or whatever. I think I have every right to be able to share my opinion here, as long as it's not affecting what I'm covering and how I'm presenting it. If I'm sitting here having an opinion on Delirious, like I heavily dislike Delirious and, you know, I've always never liked him, and then that affects my coverage on how I'm covering Delirious, then yes, I'm being impartial, I'm being biased. You could even count that as defamatory, I would say, because some of the things I would be covering might classify as under being defamatory. But again, I'm being not impartial, but I'm sharing my opinion of both sides. So technically I'm being impartial on both sides, which just kind of makes me neutral if I'm being impartial to both sides. So again, I always try to be respectful though, and I've heard from people that I am overly respectful. I'm being more respectful than what I need to sometimes, which is just a good thing to hear, because you would rather be overly respectful than overly disrespectful and having to pay for those actions and consequences. Moving on to the next DM, we have 3 more, which we will cover here. Let me get these pulled up real quick. Okay, got them pulled up, and we will move. An opinion on the internet? Wow, unacceptable. Thanks, Brady. All right, moving on. He sits here and responds saying, that requires me to once again be put in a space I do not wish to be. Trevor, just keep in mind, the more you choose to put me in the public, the less I care about your staying on YouTube. I don't know if you meant standing on YouTube or if I continue to stay on YouTube. I took this as, again, and if I took this the wrong way, my apologies, but just keep in mind, the more you choose to put me in the public, the less I care about you staying on YouTube. I took that as he wouldn't mind taking down videos of mine or suing me or doing whatever and taking away the opportunity for me to continue to cover this if I continue to put him out more in the public. Which, again, I don't think I'm putting him any more out in the public besides maybe these DMs being out there. This is probably the one thing that people can validly criticize me of. But, again, I did the same thing with Delirious. People can say, hey, TJV, you shouldn't be sharing these DMs. I know they just happened and they're about the situation, but you shouldn't be sharing them. That's valid criticism. Criticize me over that, fine. I'm sharing DMs, and I probably shouldn't be sharing them. But I shared Delirious's DMs. When I asked him about Scott, when I said, hey, do you know who the Scott guy is? He's, you know, vetting who he is. I shared Delirious's DMs at that point. So wouldn't it be fair if I did that to the other side, especially if I was coming to ask a journalistic question about something that Sen made public? I mean, that's why I approached him, to get context about it so I could talk about it publicly. Instead, we got a lot of these text messages instead. So again, if you want to criticize me over having the DMs out there, I have no problem taking that criticism. I think it's fair that I've shared both DMs from both parties involved, Delirious and Scott both. But regardless, moving on, I say this as someone who liked you quite a bit prior, so he was fond of me prior. I do not even dislike you, I just love my son much more. I would have been willing to keep you up to date on the court stuff, but character assassination is a no-go for me. He's claiming I character assassinated him. I assassinated his character somehow. I don't know how I did that. He would need to explain. I am sure you have had at least 2 hours of shitty behavior you regret. Should your entire life be destroyed using a following on the internet? Like I said, God watches you. Journalists generally do not give opinions. They read a script. Be well, Trevor. So there's that. Here's a response right here that I give, and this is a pretty long one. This is getting kind of near the end. Scott, this is it. I am dealing with Delirious saying that he will send me a cease and desist, which Delirious has claimed he's going to send me a cease and desist. I am trying to cover both sides of this situation, being fair, and yes, sharing my opinion when I can. I am talking about public information, stuff that Liz put out there on her Twitter. I am allowed to cover it. I am allowed to talk about what she places on the internet, just like how I was allowed to cover what you put out there on the internet. I am allowed to share my opinion as well. If I see a father who calls their son a name, I can say, wow, that is not nice. This guy seems like a POS. I can say that, Scott. Having said all of this, I plan on streaming tomorrow night. If you decide to pursue legal action or attempt to strike my videos, I will not hesitate on covering that information on my channel as well. I hope you reconsider your actions. This is not right. So this was sort of my last sort of message I planned on sending to him. I do think I sent another message, but this was near the end of what I wanted to send him. He goes, Nate Knight is amplifying a signal that harms my relationship with my son. God is watching. With all that said, I will no longer be cooperating. I will not be interacting. This moves on to the very next DM that says, bye, Scott. I will continue to cover the situation, being fair and neutral. You will not stop me from speaking about stuff that is public. He goes, I'm not trying to stop you. And before, he told me to not talk about him because he's not a public figure. Stop putting him out on the internet. He was sending me a cease and desist. Was planning on sending me a cease and desist. It is an attempt to stop me from talking about at least something, but he is stopping me from talking. But now he's kind of pulling a 180 here. These are kind of like the little things right here. I haven't said anything of that nature. I asked you politely. So he's not trying to stop me. He hasn't said anything of that nature. He asked politely. You are assisting in a Darvo attack, and mr.sen will probably be unstriked tonight. So this is a complete 180. He seemed to like, he said that mr.sen would have to remove the thumbnails and the defamatory comments, which, again, is he referring to every single stream that mr.sen does? Because mr.sen's always cursing and sharing his opinion about everyone he talks about. I mean, there's been a time where mr.sen was covering me, cursing up a shitstorm about me. I don't think those were defamatory comments. I think he was sharing his opinion on me, which he has every right to do. But yet again, it's about Scott, and I don't know if that is defamatory or not, so I'm just pointing out there. I don't know why he's kind of pulling a 180. Do you want to talk? I do not think beyond a cease and desist, John and Liz have much to do with you. Their cease and desist is invalid as long as you do not make any opinions. You could do an op-ed, but you would need to disclose that it is an op-ed. Literally focus on opinion. So to help you, maybe add that to your intro. Just add like a frame for like 3 to 4 seconds. This video represents an opinions, blah, blah, blah. BRB, I will send you a link. I did not click on any link, and I'm not going to click on any link from him. I'm not really looking for any advice about my channel. This kind of came out of nowhere. He's trying to tell me to do an op-ed instead of just doing my normal coverage, which again I'm not really looking into doing at the moment. Insert this into your video description and as 3 seconds frame at the start after your intro. That kills their cease and desist. When I told him that Delirious is threatening me with a cease and desist, not that I've received one or anything else. So when he says that kills their cease and desist, okay, we'll have to wait and see what Delirious's cease and desist is in the first place before we continue. Moving on, I think that message I sent right there is the last one So, like, when I say bye, Scott, I think that's my last message, because this one is all just him, and this is from the next day. So, these were from, like, 3 a.m. the night before. You can see up here, 3 a.m. the night before, my time. This is from 3 p.m. the next day. So, just to give you a little bit of context, a lot of these messages happened last night, 3 p.m. today, which I was probably watching the Packers and Falcons game. He sent me those messages, and I decided to screenshot them today as well to kind of show that, hey, Scott's not doing this anymore. So anybody who's going to go run to him and say anything at all, if anyone's going to run to him and harass him in the first place, I don't condone that at all. You shouldn't be doing that. But if anyone's going to run to him and say, hey, why are you suing TJV? He pulled back all the reins. So don't be doing that. I wouldn't go to him in the first place. But because he wants to be a private person now. He doesn't want to be public, so just leave him the hell alone now, I guess. We'll talk about him, but just don't go directly to him, I would say, anymore. But having said that, he does pull a 180. He unstrikes mr.sen's videos. I don't know, is allowing the profile picture to be used. I'm not going to risk using his profile picture from this point on. But yeah. Scott says, TJV, you around. I want to apologize to you for our earlier conversation. I generally hold you in high regard comparatively. I am just in a mood, and this stuff is really wearing on me. Take it for what it is. I am just going to remain quiet until my lawyers determine how to address things. I do not know what they intend to do regarding you, but if you are already dealing with a cease and desist from John and Liz, I would recommend you use the disclaimers I showed you talking about the op-ed up there. He goes, it will prevent a lot of headaches. As for me, I respect you as a journalist. I am still considering you are the point of release for my text dump once my lawyer has spoken to me. I will get back to you as soon as my legal team advises me. In an attempt to keep our communication channels open and generally amenable, I will ask that you are left to do your job, so no cease and desist. So guys, he took everything back. If you need any context, the apology is there. Here, we're going to do this instead. We'll go into edit mode. And I'll just help you guys out with this. Okay, usually I have a paintbrush here, so let me hit cancel real quick. I don't know if I do have a paint. I probably have to pull it into something else. But you have right here the apology, and right here you have he respects me as a journalist and no cease and desist at all. So it is a complete 180, guys. This is a complete 180 to what he was doing. This message he sent today, he kind of flipped everything. He is now chill, I guess. Why is this happening? Guys, I am just as confused as you are. I thought Scott was being for real. I thought I was going to get another cease and desist from someone, you know, on top of what was already told I was getting already. I was worried about my videos and getting a strike on my channel, and I fell asleep that night thinking that. Woke up the next day, watched the Packers game, pretty bummed out Packers lost against the Falcons, but only by 1 point, and Jordan Love still did look good. And then I opened up my DMs, and he apologizes, says he respects me as a journalist, and that he ain't gonna send me a cease and desist. And he tells me I am left to do my job. After him, the day prior, telling me he's going to send me a cease and desist, it almost felt like he was trying to silence me by not having me talk about it. And he was claiming I'm spreading around misinformation and assisting in a Darvo attack. So, to me, this is where my opinion comes in. This is where I can officially tell you what I think of everything, because now I shared all the DMs with you. I feel the same way Scott feels. I am tired of all of this. And I'm sure Scott's been tired of all this for a long, long, long time. But oh boy, guys. Oh boy. It's getting to the point where if Delirious and Liz were in a call with Scott, and I was in there as well, and all parties agreed to take down everything off the internet and just let everyone go their own separate ways, I would do that. That's how tired I am of this. It's not that I'm afraid of a lawsuit. I mean, if I get sent a cease and desist and someone wants to take me to court, I'll go battle that. I'll still be giving you guys updates on what's going on. It's not that I'm tired of covering stuff or I'm afraid that someone's going to drop something that I don't want to cover. I'll cover whatever needs to be covered. It's not that. I am just tired of this. I am really tired of the back and forth. I thought I've dealt with a lot worse covering Minilad and Ohm in the beginning of this situation. But this is just a lot more straining on me than most has. And I think the reasoning why is that I'm dealing with 2 family deaths on top of having to cover this live and also try to enjoy my private life at the same time. I'm getting phone calls and voicemails about this thing. I'm getting messages that I'm being sued one moment and then the next day I'm not suing you and you're a good journalist. I am fucking tired of all of this. I really am. Am I going to stop covering it? No, I'm already kind of too deep into it to stop covering it. I will continue to cover it. You guys are still going to get streams and videos. I'm still going to cover Liz and Scott's side, depending on what's made public. But I am really tired of this. I am really tired of this. And like I said, if everyone came together to say, hey, we all agreed to drop everything that's online, I would have no problem doing that. I'd be rushing to that. But that's what's going on. Shad Oz says, I hope you get sued. Okay. Is he okay with you as long as you could he is okay with you as long as he can use you against Delirious and Liz, but the moment TJV criticizes Scott, it's not okay anymore. It's kind of what it felt like, but now he's kind of pulled back that. So maybe he's okay with it now. Again, this last message Scott sent of him apologizing and him saying there's no cease and desist. He respects me as a journalist. He's going to ask me to be left to do my job. It kind of seems like he pulled a complete 180 and now he's cool with everyone. I don't know. He took down Sen. I don't know if he's cool with everyone, but he's, again, trying to make this open between us. He did mention as well that he plans on doing the text dump, which what he's referring to is that there are texts between him and Liz and he's going to dump everything, and that he's considering me as a point of release, as if he's going to release it first on my channel. I'm saying that now. No, you're not making everything public first on my. If you want to make it public, I'll cover whatever's is being made public. I'll cover that. But you're not going to come to my channel, give everything to me, and then tell me to go post it and dump it. I'm not doing that. That ain't going to happen. I'm not participating in that. Liz is able to go do it on Twitter. Scott, you're able to go do it on Twitter. Make a Threads account and post it on Threads. Post it on do whatever wherever you want to post it at. But it's not going to go to my channel or any of my socials and be posted there first. I'm not participating in that. Alright, anyways. That is said. What do you guys think about this? This is the first time I'm kind of like looking at the chat now and reading what you guys think about all of this. Let me know in the chat, guys. What do you guys think of all of this now? TJV, I kind of had a bad feeling about Scott once he started fat-shaming Delirious. I mean, have all the opinions you want on anyone that's on him, but why does weight matter? It's why I dislike him. Yeah, I don't think it really mattered. The weight thing did either. I did point it out because people were curious about it, but again, I never really cared about what Delirious looked like in the first place. I really didn't. You put yourself in this situation. I'm a serious gamer. If you're talking about me, I'm aware. I'm not saying that I was thrown into the situation or I was forced into it. Scott looking like a dramatic English teacher holding the sand meme. Okay. TJV, silencing criticism regarding Sen's channel. Yeah, okay, so I don't agree with him going after Sen's channel. I think a conversation between them would have been better if there was no way to have a conversation with him. Again, if you found something defamatory, I would have sent a cease and desist rather than taking down the videos. Why would you want to take down the videos if he had defamatory statements about you? You would want to sue someone over that, not take down the videos. If you take down the videos, you are hiding evidence that Sen did something bad if you think he did something bad. Why take down the videos? You would want to keep the videos up and sue him over that, and then have the videos taken down afterwards. But that's what I think. I think it was kind of dumb to do the copyright claim. And it's over a profile picture, too. That's how he got the videos taken down, over a profile picture on Twitter. I mean, I guess he wants to go super private now, and that's up to him. TJV, he talks about making it public, sending messages and evidence against Liz and H2O, but still nothing. It's all too confusing. Yeah, I don't know what's going to end up coming from him. All I know is what's out there already. I'll know when you know. That's kind of like what's going on here. I don't know things super prior to... I don't get to see things way prior to you guys on everything. Sometimes it might happen, but very rarely. Like, if he posts something out there publicly, you'll see it at the same time I'll see it. TJV, I don't know about suing him. Scott would have to prove Sen made those comments with malicious intent, and intent holds the highest burden of proof in court. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he claimed that it was defamatory, so he feels like there is intent there. If he really felt that way, he should go to court. I'm not saying he would have a case. I'm not saying he would succeed at suing. I'm just saying if he felt like it was defamatory, he should take it to court. I'm not saying I agree with him on him taking it to court. I just said that would be the better option than copyright claiming someone's video and taking down the video. All right, moving on. TJV, Scott is but okay. TJV, both sides are trying to look better, doing whatever it takes. That's why I never take sides. Evidence speaks the loudest truth. Exactly. TJV, I think you should have taken the night off. It's been a bad week for the NFC North fans. Also, Scott's messages to you were emotional abuse attempt. I don't know about the emotional abuse attempt. I guess that's up to you. I'm happy that most of the NFC North lost. Every single NFC North team lost, which makes the Packers loss not feel as bad. So I don't mind. I'm happy that the Packers and the Lions, or the Packers, the Lions, the Bears, Vikings, I'm glad everyone lost rather than one team winning and getting up. Technically, the Green Bay Packers are number one in the division, technically, because they had a division game last week and they won it. We have the same record as the Lions, but the Lions didn't play a division game last week like we did. So technically, Packers are number one in the division. So that's pretty awesome. How do you know he tweeted his account is protected? How do you know he tweeted? That's another thing I never mentioned. Thank you for saying that. I don't know what question you're trying to ask there. Who asked that question? Jacob Martin. I don't know why you're asking that, but his account has gone public, private, public, private, public, and people messaged me saying, "Oh my God, Scott's Twitter account is deleted. He took down his Twitter account. It's gone." And then it's back. He reactivated it. So apparently the account was deactivated, but then it was reactivated, and now the tweets are protected. So if he wants to remain private, I'm going to treat him as a private person who was once public, and I will continue to talk about those public things that are being posted about the individual as well. So yes, that's what I will talk about. TJB, can you explain the divorce thing where Scott claimed there was a rule that Liz can't be a certain feet away with their kid? I am not a genius, but I don't think that is a real rule. So it is, I don't know for sure. What I heard the same thing you guys heard. It was in my original interview with him where apparently they can't be, like, Liz can't be so far away from the kid. So that kind of affected Liz wanting to move in with Delirious in North Carolina way back when they first met. Or when Liz was pregnant with Delirious' kid, apparently. So Scott had a choice to move with Liz to North Carolina, or if he decided to stay there. I don't know how that rule works or how it's set up either. I'm not in... I don't know what happened. I don't know the court agreement or whatever was set up. TJV, this to me brings up back what happened to you with and honestly, you got tired of all of it too and wanted to show everything. Why not just block them or anything? The reasoning why is that if there is anything that he decides to DM me and wants it to be shared, I don't mind DMing words that he said. It's just if he's going to present evidence, he ain't presenting evidence on my specific channel. But like the words he says specifically, I'm going to share it about this situation so you guys are all aware of what's going on. And it kind of explained why I felt a bit tired and exhausted from this entire thing as well. I'm sure after reading those DMs of him being about you're getting a cease and desist and I took down Sen's video and I gave him a strike and blah, blah, blah. And then the very next day he apologizes and reverses everything. You guys have now a better understanding of what I dealt with behind the scenes just this last weekend and yesterday. And you guys kind of understand what's going on. So yeah, that's a lot to deal with and kind of shows why I'm exhausted of this. I'm still going to cover it, but just know I'm exhausted. And that's what I'm thinking there. TJV, the one thing I'll give him credit for is at least he is communicating with you. Liz, I'm neutral on, but she has not talked to you like an adult whatsoever, and she blocks you and not listening. So, again, that could be a criticism, but at the same time, Liz doesn't need to talk to me. Scott, Delirious, or Liz don't need to talk to me. It just so happens Scott communicated with me, and so did Delirious at the beginning. Delirious ended communication with me, and then I chose not to really respond to Scott there because, again, the conversation wouldn't have really picked up anywhere. The next day, he did apologize, and he did leave a voicemail on my phone wanting to have a conversation. I probably will try to call and tell him, hey, this is what's going on. I'm still covering the situation, XYZ, 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 but nothing else really will be talked about besides that, and if it does go off the rails, I'll just hang up the call, and that's how it will be probably. And I'm being upfront and honest and public about this because the last thing I need is for people to be like, oh my god, you're calling and talking to Scott, but you're not doing it with Delirious and Liz, and I'm like, well, I would if they would be available to do it, but they're not. So I understand your criticism of that, but yeah. TJV, why is HGO and Liz not wanting to get in a call with you to explain things better? Again, they don't have to respond to me. If they want to handle things by posting it on Liz's channel and make her, because she's apparently making a video, and if Liz is posting it on her Twitter as well, she has every right to handle things her way. She doesn't need to go through me. It would be awesome though. I have a lot of questions, so if Liz or Delirious is ever down to get in a call and answer some questions, or at least call and talk so we're on good terms, that would be great. But apparently Delirious is wanting to send me a cease and desist. Liz claimed I doxed her son. Her son came in the chat and said, I don't blame you for saying my name or whatever. That's on my father. So kind of saying, hey, the son doesn't have a problem with me saying the name because he understands it's not against me. He doesn't hold me or anyone else who used his name. He holds his father responsible for revealing that private information. So again, I don't know. Liz and Delirious don't like me. They want to do whatever they want to do. Okay, fine. I'll continue to be respectful and neutral on my end of things, covering anything about them or anything that they share publicly. I'll continue to do my part and uphold being respectful and neutral in all of this, regardless if they don't like me or not. TJV, only issue is when Delirious does respond, you can never trust what he says because he's lied before. Yeah, but a response is better than no response. So, like, even if, hey, this person could be lying, at least they responded. At least they said something. If they say nothing at all, we're kind of just left to what's already out there. So, if Liz never responds to any of the questions I had for her or anything, we're just left the questions I asked and what she did prior, and that's kind of what we're left with. That could be good in some circumstances, but it could also be good to respond even if people think you're lying. Go out and put out a response, okay? I will still read anybody's response regardless if I personally think it's a lie or the truth, but I usually hold a lie or truth. I hold that judgment to myself, and I don't really try to say, hey, I think this is a lie or I think this is true. I just kind of point out, hey, this doesn't line up with something else, and I'm usually more respectful on that front, I would say. TJV, when Liz said she was making the video, I think she meant the post on Twitter, not the video. No, because the son of Liz and Scott was in the chat. The son sat here and said that there's more info in the video coming out. Because I was covering the stuff on Twitter, and the son said, yeah, there's more to be covered in the video. So that implies, since the kid is living with them, I assume, that the kid knows that there's a video coming out, and the kid knows what Liz is about to post on her channel. So whenever that happens, that happens. TJV, could I add you on Discord and we debate the best pizza place? Add me on Discord, I don't mind. TJV, here's a question to ponder. Is there a room full of liars? Okay, here's a question to ponder. If there is a room full of liars, who do you trust? Yourself. TJV, the answer is yourself. TJV, how you doing with the drama out of the picture? How you doing with the drama out of the picture? Oh, okay. Oh, personal life. I went to a funeral on Saturday. It was more of like a celebration of life. It was pretty tough. I saw some family members cry. It's always hard to see family members cry. But my grandmother passed away. Besides that, the weekend was pretty good. My girlfriend spent a lot of time with me. I had time with family, my brother, my sisters, and stuff like that. So everything was good besides that. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on besides all the drama. TJV, why is Delirious being mentioned to begin with? It's just an ex-husband and wife issue. Also, you think the drama right now was an escape from H2O from the Omrecker case? I don't think so. I think it was just another thing that randomly popped up, and it is taking away from the Ohm and H2O court case. I mean, they're still doing everything legally, but we're not talking about the court case anymore. But it just so happens nothing's really happening in the court case. There's not, like, a bunch of new documents being posted, and so there's not a lot for us to cover anyways. So the Scott thing just randomly kind of popped up to begin with. But the reason why I think Delirious is being mentioned is more so because Scott felt like he needed to take down Delirious with this, which is unfortunate for Delirious. But that doesn't mean the situation is about Delirious. So I get told all the time when I say, hey, this whole situation with Delirious, Liz, and Scott, people go, Delirious has nothing to do with this. He has nothing to do with this. Well, he does because someone else wanted to bring him into it. I'm not saying Delirious entered the situation or Delirious did anything bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Delirious is associated with that because someone else wanted to bring him in. So he is involved in the situation, and I stand by that firmly. I would really love to try to hear a debate to change my mind on, oh, Delirious isn't involved in this in one way or another. Well, he is. If there's a guy threatening the dude, he's now involved. Just because they don't want to be involved, people can drag them in. It's possible. It's 100% guilty by association. That's the thing. But also, Scott just drugged Delirious into this. And that's what he did. So, at TJV, yeah, I get that. That's reasonable. But it's annoying that they crap talk you and not have a lot of reason to do so if they haven't talked to you. Their son has been more upfront with you. Yeah, so the son, and he goes by Bimith on YouTube and everything like that. Super mature, nice kid from the interactions I've seen through my live chat. He seems like a super nice kid. I hope he's doing well. I know he was sick in the beginning of like the situation or whatever. Hopefully he's doing well. Super mature, super kind. And even if I were to get heated or, like, get confused by something, he's super understanding on clearing things up in the chat. He is a very smart and intelligent kid as well from what I've seen him type. And again, this is all if that is him, because I do got to disclaim, if that is really him, I don't know for an absolute certain. But I'm assuming it is the kid. So having said all of that, yeah, the kid's been super nice. If Liz and Delirious have talked bad about me and don't like me and whatever, fine. Again, I don't think there's a lot of reason for them to be mad at me, but again, I hope one day I can have a conversation, clear things up, everyone can be respectful. It's similar to like the Ohm situation. Ohm threatened to sue me at one point. All it took was one VC with us, and we kind of remained respectful and professional with each other ever since. That's all it takes is one phone call. Let's just sort everything out. And if they have demands, if they're like, hey, can you change that thumbnail? I just don't like how you're making me appear. All they got to do is ask. All they have to do is be one-on-one with me. When you're coming to a live chat and trying to demand it, that's a little disingenuous, I would say. But if you message me one-on-one, say, hey, I don't really like how you talk about me in that section, okay? Can you like, not do that? I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll try my best. For sure. You're being respectful about it. Again, I always appreciate respect more than anything else. Going any other way about it by, like, publicly trying to blast me about it is disrespectful. Trying to skip to the attorney stage instead of reaching out to me first, I think is super disrespectful. It's just, it is what it is. But again, I'm not being a crybaby over it. I'm just trying to answer your question. I find it disrespectful. I do think they kind of have no reason to be mad at me, but at the same time, they don't have to reach out to me. They are legally allowed to do what they're currently doing. That's the country we live in. That's the world we live in. TJV, do you believe the Delirious ID information given out there? So, yeah, that's a little weird. So, the charge happened, like, the original charge that like, the ID story was given to respond to that happened in 2007. Liz claimed it was 2008 his ID got stolen. And then they did give a little bit of information about the guy who stole the ID. I'm sure his ID did get stolen at one point. I just wondered the timeline of, okay, was this person charged before the ID was stolen or after? I think that's what I'm confused about more than anything else. TJV, if anyone has to be mad at you, it's probably Mini. Yeah, Mini Lad probably has more of a reason to be mad at me than anyone else, just because I made more videos about him, and most of the videos I make about him are negative. For, I think, good reason, though. I think that, I don't think it's defamatory, the things I'm saying in my videos. I think it's just still covering him, still covering what he does, watching him, you know, not taking an eye off. He was tweeting, I'm going to show Delirious' face and tagging you in the Vanoss crew. He went on your platform, TJV. 100%. And why, Ron? I really appreciate you saying that. People don't understand. People think, oh, TJV, you brought Scott onto your platform. You did this. It was his idea to do an interview. It was his idea to post it on my channel. I just said, sure. And again, yes, it is my video and it was posted, but he did tag me. He tagged other people in it. I don't think he specifically tagged me. I'm going to take that back. I don't think he tagged me, but he was tagging the Vanoss crew in it, everything. When I reached out to the dude, he had no problem sharing his story, and it was his idea to do a full-on interview anyways, so there was an interview posted. He decided to step onto my platform. That's a good way to word it, better than, oh, TJ, you pulled him and you drug him onto your platform to talk about this. I've already heard comments like that. That's a little much. TJV, man, never thought you'd be threatened 3 or 2 times with a cease and desist in 1 month. Yeah. I think it's 2. Delirious threatened me with cease and desist, or maybe it's not a threat if he's actually doing it. And then 2 was Scott. Yep, 2 threats in 1 month. Let's go. That's not good. Gotta respect you, TJV. Haven't been the biggest fan on the other side of I haven't been the biggest fan on the one-sided videos. I understand the reasoning they were, but this feels more fair now. Thank God Liz gave a response. Yeah, thank God as well. I don't really think my videos were being one-sided. I think we had one side of the story, so it's going to appear that way. But anybody listening to, you know, hey, here's one side of the story, here's the other people not saying anything at all. Okay, I'm more inclined to listen to the person and think whatever they're saying. Not that you have to believe everything that they're saying, but you are going to pay a bit more attention to the only one side given the side of the story. It's good to have the other side of the story. It certainly is. And it does change a lot of what Scott originally talked about as well. I'll be the 3rd threat suing TJV soon. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh boy. I wonder if this was recent. So apparently, I don't even know if I can technically share it. I could probably can. Someone sent it to me, but Scott posted this, but his tweets are protected. So someone's allowed to see this, I guess. But someone sent it. They say, another day, another hit piece, hearing about stuff I supposedly did. If I don't come back, you guys be well. Is that referring to my stream today? I don't know. I just checked Discord for the first time, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So. Very, very interesting. Reading the chat real quick. I can still see Scott's tweets. I think if you're following him, maybe I'm not following. Maybe if I hit the follow button. Oh, it's pending, so they need to approve of it. Gotcha. That's how you see it. Because if I hit refresh, I probably won't. Yeah, I won't see his tweets. Okay. So again, if he wants to go more private and go on this private grounds, all fine by me, I guess. But that is interesting. That one little tweet right here. That is pretty interesting. He soft blocked you, huh? Interesting. Well, the main thing I wanted to cover anyways was Mr. Sen, his channels being removed, the strike that he received. this is what I wanted to cover mainly today. And maybe a little bit of LizKatz side of the story, depending if we're going to continue the stream for too much longer. But I do really want to wait for, I hope LizKatz ends up posting her videos so we get a bit more information about what is going on there as well. But yeah, very interesting. We should get mr.sen in here to be able to talk about his side of things. I am going to warn everyone in here real quick. Everything mr.sen says here, that's what he is saying. Just keep that in mind. This isn't me trying to do, bring Chilled in, TJ. Okay, I guess we're bringing Chilled and mr.sen in by Sen's request. But just keep in mind, not trying to make a hit piece on you, Scott, if you're watching. Not trying to do anything. I'm trying to be as respectful as I possibly can, and I reviewed your DMs and what you did to Sen in the best of regard. And I think I would have had I have a better look towards you because of the DMs I shared, rather than just reviewing you, just the strike, I would say. Lopez, you have a super chat. Now it is 3. I'm suing you for no reason, LOL. Gotcha, thank you. Alright. TJV, if he wanted to not become a public figure, he should have not been on Twitch. Yeah, he was on Twitch, he was on Facebook, he was on Instagram, he was on everything. He had a bunch of socials. He had a whole link tree of things that he was on. So Liz is dropping a video still, or just more screenshots, TJV? I think it's a video with more info, more screenshots, more evidence, and stuff like that as well. It's many different things, but yeah. Okay. Let me get this set up real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. We should all group sue TJV. That's not nice. That is very disrespectful. Alright, new group chat. We will have Sen in here. We'll have Venom in here. And then we'll create this group DM. Alright. Then I will call real quick. And then I will this.
Hello?
Hello. Give me 1 second. I gotta adjust the volume real quick.
Okay,
Can you give me a quick audio clip right now? Just say
Monkey 123 chimpanzee. I'm suing TJV.
Okay. Oh, that rhymes. Good job.
Thank you.
All
They
right.
call me a rapper. I'm a rapper.
Okay, so what do you think about the DMs I shared, Sen getting a strike, Scott's Twitter being deactivated, reactivated, protected public? What do you think about all that?
To some extent, like, I don't want to be a dick, because the last time I talked to Scott, everything was, like, cool. But, like, the fact that everything just came out about him, the way it came out, I know he's gonna scream, Darvo, it's Darvo's fault. It's all the Darvo. God damn this Darvo. But, like, you know, like, let's say it is a Darvo, right? Then, you know, how you gonna explain the racist shit? How you gonna explain the fact that you verbally abused your kid? How are you gonna explain the fact that, that you pretty much already want to disown your son through text? Like, how are you gonna explain that?
Right.
Like, what was the question again? Sorry, I just, like, kind of sidetracked.
Just what's your thought about all of this that I've been talking about in the stream so far?
I think regardless of his emotion, he is very two-faced, and I feel like he's already kind of put himself in a spot where he just can't come back regardless. The only thing he can do now is just bring Liz down with him, and that's about it.
Just to give people context on Darvo, Darvo is something that Ohm brought up a lot, and now Scott is bringing up a lot. We should do a proper Google search so we all can say, hey, we had the opportunity to look up Darvo and what that means. So looking up Darvo and the meaning of it, you think Wikipedia is a good place to read this, or should I go somewhere else to read it?
Just in general, Google shows you the meaning. It's kind of simplistic. It's very simple to understand. It's basically just like accusing the accuser of what you're accusing them.
So Darvo, it pulls up the Wikipedia meaning of it real quick, and it says, Darvo is a reaction that perpetrates wrongdoings, such as a sexual offender may display in response to being held accountable for their behavior. some research indicate that it is a common manipulation strategy of psychological abusers. So that is kind of claiming Darvo. There is a lot more to Darvo. I remember reading it extensively and doing a ton of research on it when Ohm was first posting about it. It didn't really lead, I don't think, to anything in particular, besides maybe just learning something new for that day, because again, I don't know how much of Liz and Delirious was trying to pursue a Darvo attack towards Omrecker back in the day, but this isn't a new term. This is something that's been brought up several times before. So
yeah, well, I mean, I guess I can see the Darvo thing happening, but not with this situation in particular. I mean, I can see how like the blame is slowly shifting to Scott, but the best example of Darvo being used is probably when Liz put out her video about the alt accounts. Because quite literally, she did shift her blame from Delirious having alt accounts to like Omrecker having these wikis, and then like pretty much defaming the Amy person in the video. That's like probably a good example of that. But other than that, like there's really no good example of it.
Mendicate in the chat says Darvo is an acronym that stands for deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. So
this guy's been saying the same shit in the chat like 30 bajillion times. He's
you beefing with Mendicate?
Huh?
You beefing with Mendicate?
I wouldn't say beefing. It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. He just repeats the same shit over and over again. Like he's put that Darvo text like at least 30 times already.
Gotcha. So, Scott brings up specifically that there was defamatory comments that Sen said, and that was kind of the reason for him to copyright his profile picture from Twitter. Kind of a double question here for you. Do you think Sen did have any defamatory comments by any chance? And then two, do you think it's right to copyright claim a Twitter profile picture in multiple YouTube videos as a way to handle the defamatory comments that he claims that there is?
I think it's a low blow to go after someone's income, regardless of what they did to you. If there's a problem, you can probably try to hash it out, because no one would actually... Like, let's say if Sen did something that you didn't like, would you go after their fucking main income just because they said something you didn't like? And why the fuck is he complaining about a public photo being used? If he doesn't want that shit out there, then why the fuck do you put it out in the first place? Well, once you create an account and you put yourself out there, specifically your face as a PFP, you already took away some form of your privacy. And that's on you. You can't blame it on someone else. Especially since before you've even flexed to me that you've had such a big following on MySpace. So you've had experience on being a public figure. And up until now, you don't want to be one, specifically just because you got put in hot water. I mean, it's like you want blood, but you don't want to get hurt. That makes no sense to me.
Right.
It's like you expect to not get dirty in a fight. Like, of course you're going to get your hands dirty. It's how it goes.
So what's your response, or not response, but more reaction to Liz's side of the story, and then Scott responding to that to me individually, saying that by reviewing or reacting or covering it like I have, I've been assisting in a Darvo attack, and I've been assassinating his character. Do you agree with Scott's reaction to that, and what do you think about Liz's side of the story so far?
No, because you journalize everything that is pretty much put out there. If you were actually, you know, pretty much defaming him, everything that he says you're saying to him, you'd be way more harsh about what he says online, because you've already put out an interview pretty much siding with him. Specifically, not really, but, you know, pretty much putting out a story in a bigger outlook for a lot of people to look at. So the fact that you're just covering the opposite side now, it's kind of hypocritical that he's bitching about it when Liz and Delirious didn't put out theirs, and you had all the spotlight for such a long period amount of time and crumbled when they give you little bits of context. And you added to that by responding in bigger chunks of context that did not help you out. So that's on him. That's his fault. He overshared in little context that did not make him look good. Because when Liz said, "Oh, you're an abuser. You abused your son. You abused your cat," that's all they said. They stopped at that. They just kept repeating the same thing over and over again. Scott overshared and pretty much made himself look worse than he already did. So that's on him.
Right. Some people in the chat were making jokes about I'm suing everyone in the chat. We should all group up and sue TJV. And talking about that for a second, the fact that the cease and desist was said by Delirious, that he's sending a cease and desist to me, and Mr. Sen as well. But then also Scott saying that he's going to send a cease and desist to me. What do you think? Like, how is it really crazy that I've received 2 of these cease and desist claims towards me by 2 people on different sides of the situation? But also, like, how weird is it for these people to be doing it? I'm sure it's weird for Delirious to be doing it because of his size on YouTube and how little of importance my channel should be to his life. But then also Scott, who I've been very favorable and neutral and fair to, just like I have been the other side. What do you think about all that?
I think it's very weird because if Scott really wants to sue you, then that's going to be a double suit because, or actually technically a triple suit because there's a criminal suit, family suit, and then the cease and desist on you that can probably escalate if he really wants to take that route that badly. So I doubt he wants to completely drain himself and literally commit career suicide depending on like how much money he makes off his job, because that's like, that's like just going broke, like going negative in balance for many months on end. And Delirious, I don't know why a public figure is getting mad that he's getting covered as a public figure. If he doesn't want people to talk about him, then maybe comply more with people that will genuinely cover you for the specific reason of helping your side out and helping the other side out to get one big conclusion that probably gets to what's actually happening. And if it turns out you're a piece of shit, that's probably because you are, and that's not TJ's fault. That's your fault for acting that way. So don't blame TJ for covering shit that's public.
Right. I'm going to be back real quick. I'm going to go grab a glass of water. I know it's very weird for me to be leaving my streaming setup during this, but
Yeah,
I
we're
will
good.
leave. I'll leave the floor for you to talk to or to talk to everyone. We'll see if mr.sen pops up in well. Maybe you can ring him again or something.
Yeah, I'll ring him again.
All right. Yep. I will be right back, everybody.
Yes, sir. Fuck. Where is Sen? Let me ring his ass. Oh yeah, one thing that what's his name? Mendicate brought up is the fact that what's it called? Mendicate. Can you confirm the fact that Scott specifically made the strikes to because of the fact that Sen did some defamation, it had like malice intent in the fucking video? Can you confirm that that's the main reason that he striked Sen?
Hello.
Since you've been talking to Scott, yo, what's up, Sen?
Yo, what's up? Did you see these
Yes.
messages?
Okay, so Mendicate, what you're telling me is that Scott knowingly, falsely, striked Sen for another reason, and this still went with it. Because if the strike is specifically for thumbnails, while there's another reason to it, then you're falsely striking somebody, and that's the most fucked up thing you can do. Because if you're striking someone for another reason and putting it in that category when that's not the main reason, that's like I think that's. I need to search that up. I don't know if that's illegal or not, actually. Hold up. That's fucked.
Did you see these messages, TJ?
Yeah, he's not here. You want to grab
I mean,
water?
not messages. I mean, like, freaking what are these technically screenshots? Yeah, these screenshots. Did he see them? Where'd he go? Where'd Captain Iowa go?
Captain Iowa went to go take care of some criminal justice.
You mean take a piss?
Yeah, something like that. You want to go water?
God. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but like, so this
I'm back.
person is like, this person is talking to Scott allegedly, right? And it looks like this is like very recent. So they're talking to Scott for like 3 hours. So Scott's still talking to randos on Discord for no reason.
Yeah, so
And
context on that, right? Mendicate supposedly had that call with this Scott yesterday and spilled a shit ton of the receipts that he can't say because he doesn't want to go around doxing people. And it's gonna be up for the court to decide. So that's what he's.
but that's
saying.
like implying that Scott's giving away personal information, like location, faces, names, possibly.
When did Scott backtrack on like sending you guys cease and desists?
It was
Scott.
It was.
I don't know.
It was. It was a
don't know.
little bit. It was a little bit last night, but really so the next morning, probably after he slept and woke up. Again, it was probably like he reflected on it after sleeping for a night, sleeping on it, and then woke up and been like, okay.
So you're
Yeah, he
telling me he
backtracked.
reflected on it, said he's not gonna talk anymore publicly, but is still spilling shit to some random on Discord, and pretty much gave him all the receipts, and now saying not gonna go around doxing people
What the
after I
fuck?
asked them how many receipts did Scott show you. So the fact that that Scott is still going around giving shit to people is kind of insane. Unless
Loco
Scott can
Roco.
openly say right now the fact that
Loco
that's not the case.
Roco.
Loco
That's a great
Roco
name.
2009 $5 super chat. He's the main bird of my community. He goes, the way Bird sees it,
God.
Liz and Delirious are dumb but good. Scott, however, is very much dumb but also very, very bad.
I
That's
like
so.
this bird. He's smart. He's smart. I
I'm
also
gonna
like
eat
the
you.
PFP.
I'm gonna make wings off of you. I'm gonna eat
Bro,
you.
don't say that. You're
So-
gonna end up like
so-
Scott.
Sen, I don't know how much you spoke before I
hungry.
came here or whatever. Came back from getting water. But what do you think? Like, what's your reaction to you getting a strike? Like, what was your first reaction to all that?
It was kind of annoying, and it was like, wow, I should have probably seen this coming, but at the same time, I didn't think Scott would go that low. And yeah, it was kind of like just a general annoyance. I was like, I can't believe this guy who wants to be a tough guy on the internet actually reduces himself to doing this. But then, like, the whole irony of the whole thing, you know, hits in, because it's like, well, what did it get removed for thumbnail? And then I'm like, oh, so his like face, right? That's what he's striking it for. And then I remember, but isn't he going around to randoms like on Discord and Twitter and just showing off Delirious's face and stuff? And it's like the whole hypocrisy thing hits you again, and it's like, this guy is just an annoying person. That's all. He's just an annoying guy.
Right.
Also, wait, just to add one more too. Like, did you guys catch on to the whole victim thing he always does? Like, he talks all the shit, and then like there's this one altercation between him and Chilled, I believe. And Chilled just pushed back a little bit, and the guy just immediately went into like victim complex mode.
Yeah. So basically, the way it started in the beginning, right, was like he said that I diagnosed him just by calling him a schizotyper. From there, I told him, like, so you think that I'm legitimately diagnosing you just by calling you schizo? And I forgot what he said, but then I made a comparison to, like, so if I say your personality is like cancerous, does that mean you actually have cancer? And then he just leaves the call from there. I was like, wow, this guy does not.
All right. I do got to address Jonah. I see. Yes, it would be awesome if we could all get along and talk about how goated Spider-Verse is. I see your message. I know you spammed it like 20 times in my chat already. Okay, I see it though. Sen, I was gonna ask. He said that he was gonna send me a cease and desist as well. Was he? Do you think he was implying he was gonna send you a cease and desist as well? Like, so were you also getting 2 cease and desists?
I didn't. I mean, I didn't read it as that. It's like obviously a possibility, but like,
right.
The only thing that goes into my mind is like, do you have the funds to afford this shit? Like, because like, you're going to family court, you're going to criminal court. Apparently, you're getting filed criminal charges from what Liz implied. That's already a lot, you know. Then you want to send the cease and desist to TJ. Then I don't know if you want to do anything with me, but I don't think you can afford this shit. I don't know if he scammed a bunch of people into GoFundMe. You know, I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying I don't. Now I'm starting to wonder if that whole GoFundMe was just to scam a bunch of people out of money.
See,
because I don't know. Is it still up?
Yeah, I think it's still up and everything, but I don't. Me personally, like, he gave his side of the story. If people sympathize with the side of the story to the point where they thought it was okay giving him money, then go be it. Toy definitely said, yeah, I'd give money if he did something like that before even hearing the other side. Again, it's weird. If people wanted to support and go do that, fine. I don't know if there's some sort of protocol on getting your refund back in any sort of way. I don't know how that GoFundMe thing works. I feel sorry for anybody who donated and didn't want to after hearing the other side of the story, but it's certainly still up, and if people still support or sympathize with the guy and don't really care about what Liz and Delirious say, they have every right to still go do that, technically. Somebody was saying in the chat, though, quite frequently sometimes, this even happened back my last stream when I was going over the Liz's side of the story. When Scott was talking negatively about Delirious and Liz, people said just because he's talking bad about one side, we shouldn't negate the things that he is doing bad, you know, because Scott had a lot of terrible moments during streams. One of the most notable ones in my stream, he said he was going to go hang himself. He corrected himself for the matter and said that he wasn't actually going to do it. He meant socially, is what he explained, but it was still a really bad moment. So just because he was talking about one side, we didn't negate that he was also probably in the wrong about certain things. People are now saying that. Some people are now saying that about Liz and Delirious, and I want both of your guys' opinions on this. People are saying because Liz came out with her side of things, should the focus all just be on Scott, or should we not negate that Liz and Delirious have also done things that aren't so good in some of our opinions?
when whatever comes out about Liz and Delirious, I mean, I guess that's where the attention will be. I mean, if people think that it's the attention is on Scott right now or whatever, well, that's a him problem, because guess what? The only reason we're at this point is because of Scott, right? In the sense of people are talking about this, whatever is going on. I have a theory as to why he couldn't even show like one receipt in regards to his exchange between LizKatz and in the text messages. I don't think I think he was struggling to find a way to where he can make himself not look like a fucking crazy ass motherfucker saying all this shit about his son, and he was trying to find the right screenshots for that. Unfortunately, a lot of them have him just being like vulgar and all this fucked up shit, and it doesn't paint him in the good light. So that's why I think he was actually struggling to find any messages that he can give to you. And the only thing that he could give to you as a receipt was the whole blackmail thing, essentially what it is. And it was Delirious's face, and he didn't have any problem showing you that. But that's not a receipt that shows Liz in a negative
Oh, you're talking about the
yet.
video?
Yeah. That's not a receipt that substantiates anything that shows Liz in a negative light. Now, if he does bring that up, well, we'll see that, and I guess we'll cover it. But at this point, it doesn't even matter, because even if you want to make the argument that like Liz, because number one, I don't believe Liz is as verbally abusive to the son as fucking Scott. At most, maybe you can say that she puts her quote unquote career before him or whatever, maybe neglectful at worst. But other than that, I don't think she's going out of her way to fuck with the son in the way that Scott is, like, demeaning him, calling him the words that I can't use, the T word and like the F slur and shit.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't, and now that we saw that, and we don't know if there was any other form of abuse, because again, 14 years with Scott, right? Scott is I don't know if you could tell, TJ, we've had talks with Scott. You've had talks with Scott. Chilt's had talks with Scott, in the sense of like when we confronted him for whatever the fuck he was doing. Like with me, I confronted him when he said he wanted to sue me. You put me in a call with that dude, right? And then it went to him and you fighting for a little bit, because he basically sort of fucking lied, like straight up, and was trying to throw you under the bus again. Then there was the call with Chilled. I believe he had a call with Chilled, and he fought him there too. And in all those conversations, the one thing that seemed to be constant is that Scott's kind of a control freak a little bit. Scott gaslights. Scott definitely fucking gaslights people. From what I heard, right? And for me, even with me, he plays a lot of fucking mind games. So at this point, I don't see LizKatz being anywhere close to as fucked up in the head in regards to this as Scott. The only thing he can like hope to do now is take her down with him, but again, even then, it's going to be very difficult for that to be the case. I don't think Liz will look bad compared to Scott, but when it happens, we'll talk about it.
Right.
It's just it doesn't look like it matters.
So quick super chat someone sent in. This probably won't be answered, which I think this is a pretty easy thing to answer. But if y'all have an opinion, do you guys think it matters what Delirious looks like in general? Because I don't, and I've said this on record multiple times. I don't really care what Delirious looks like. How about you two?
Initially, oh, go ahead, Chill.
I think it doesn't matter, but I like making fun of fat people, so I'm an asshole. That is my honest response.
Bad, Chilton. I'm bad.
I think we've moved on to like a point where things have gotten kind of real, and like the whole adrenaline of like making fun of Delirious for certain people has just subsided, especially after like you see those text messages. Like, number one, you have to face the reality that Scott lied to everybody about being this upstanding guy who only wanted to spend time with his son. Because here's what why that is, because he's telling you his sob story. He's saying, I'll do anything to be with my child and stuff like that. You see the text messages, it shows that he'll do anything to get rid of him on a whim, just because he's having a little bit of a breakdown at the moment. And you see Liz, I'm talking about LizKatz, right? LizKatz, right? The person I called a gold digging whore like literally a year ago or something. She is saying, yo, Scott, don't be like that. You're just mad right now. She's consoling the guy. Like, it's like Liz is wearing the pants again, like the only one with a brain in the room. And she's like, you're just upset right now. I don't think it's fair that you're saying this about your son. She's the one that's showing empathy. She's the one that's showing compassion. She's the one with a level head. What the fuck is Scott doing? He's writing walls of text. He's freaking out. He's acting like a fucking child. right? Because he can't fucking control himself because he's not right in the head, right? I don't know if that's defamatory, but I think the text messages and walls of text and all the erratic behavior will substantiate that. So we'll see. Yeah, it's just really fucked up. He lied to everybody because in those messages he's showing that he doesn't, he'll just, hey Liz, I'll sign off the papers. You can have the, P word, the F slur or whatever, He shows the contrary. So he lied to you, number one. Number two, the whole verbal abuse thing, that's another thing. He constantly does it too. It's not like a one-time thing. He did it directly to the kid. He did it behind his back to LizKatz, right? So how many times in those 14 years has he done it directly to the kid's face? Because we saw him. He has no issue gaslighting his kid. He has no issue talking down to that 14-year-old. He has no issue doing any of that shit, right? So what else has he done in those 14 years? Then you got to start thinking of that. Then there's like legitimacy to all this shit that's coming out. Everything is kind of falling into place. I don't know, man. It's just he's really not making his case any better. And I can't be bothered to care because the moment I saw him call his son all those things and show that he didn't actually give a fuck, that's when my sympathy and then this whole idea that this is just a father that wants to see his son kind of just went out the window.
Mendicate says in the chat, Sen, are you in cahoots with Liz?
Am I in cahoots with Liz? I haven't talked to Liz, but she did like my tweet today.
Mendicate, it's almost like you're
she liked
itching
your
to say
tweet
something
today.
because you.
She liked my my tweet where I showed that Scott full stroke me.
I feel
She
like
did
the
like
way,
that tweet.
the way
If that-
Mendicate responds just tells me like he's seen
I
something.
guess that's cahooty, right? Because if you like a tweet, that means you're in cahoots with somebody. So
Was this? Did you make that information public prior to just saying it now?
Did she like my tweet? No.
Yeah.
Why would I? What's the point?
Well, I'm thinking like, why would they say you're in cahoots? Because if they knew that, okay, Liz liked your tweet, maybe they would say that. But if they didn't even know that,
well, no, I have
don't know.
no doubt this person is probably looking at my Twitter account or scrubbing my Twitter or something, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, she liked my tweet. If that's pretty much it. If that's I don't think she followed me. Did she follow me?
Mendicate follows up. Mendicate follows up. Mr. Sen just stated that Scott was gaslighting. When and where?
All the time, and if you can't see it, that's a you problem. I'm not your
Criticize him,
psychologist.
you'll see every fucking angle that he can take on you.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy
if you
fuck.
can't see it, you're delusional. But like, again, this is I don't know. If it was a content creator, this is the argument that's like always brought up. I feel like if it's a random commenter, you're wasting your time 95% of the time, right? If it's a content creator that you can actually have discourse with, then you're not wasting your time. Like, I think legitimately, I think this person's trolling. I don't think Scott would be stupid enough to be talking to this person for 3 hours after all this shit went down.
Dude, he leaked Delirious's face to fucking randoms. He's definitely gonna talk to this idiot.
I don't think he's that dumb. He wouldn't still be doing this shit. Right? I've seen these screenshots of this Mendicate person saying that they're talking to Scott for like 2 to 3 hours and shit, and then they're alluding that they have like Liz's personal information and stuff with you.
People in the chat are saying that Mendicate is Scott on an alt account. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
It's not. One of your mods vetted for him, so.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe it's one of Scott's like friends. Maybe I mean,
Maybe,
Scott
I
does
don't know.
have friends, right? Still, maybe.
He does?
Possibly?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, not the voices in his head. I mean, like actual human beings. I think.
Mendicate has I think posted about having conversations and calls with Scott anyways, and has screenshot proof of that.
I think he should record them and leak them if he has nothing to hide. Oh no, for sure though. But if he has nothing to hide, why don't you record your calls with Scott and post them up in the public? Wait, Scott is the good guy, right? He obviously clearly has nothing to hide. So we should put every little bit of things that Scott would say behind the scenes to strangers out in the open. Because if you have nothing to hide, then why not? Unless Scott does have something to hide, right? Unless Scott is revealing things that he shouldn't be, like personal information, doxing information or whatever. Then I guess you don't want to show it. But I don't know, Mendicate, maybe you should. I think the people want it. I think TJ wants it. I think Chilled wants it.
Well, I
you know?
mean, he was kind of going
I-
at you, so I feel like he's itching to say something, right?
So
He's like,
I,
"No,
I,
you're
I,
wrong, you're
I
wrong,
want
I
e-
knew
hey.
it."
I want everyone to in the chat to chill out on Mendicate. We're not gonna dogpile on one
No,
person.
no, he needs to
No,
release
hey,
the combos,
send-
release
send-
the conversation.
send-
No,
Sen,
if he's gonna
Sen,
pressure
hold on,
somebody, I
hold
think he should
on,
receive a little
hold
bit of
on,
that back.
hold on. If Mendicate wants to sit here and talk in the chat the way they want to, fine. It doesn't mean we need to give attention to somebody who obviously
but
wants
they need
this
to release the
to be
conversation.
stirred up. Okay, if that we can say that once, we can move on. See if they release conversations. If that's what you're
They need
requesting of them. Okay, but let's all be respectful. Let's not bully anyone. No one's dogpiling on Mendicate.
Wait, TJ,
It's-
didn't you get accused of bullying Toy Bounty Hunters chat like a while ago?
Yeah, I did. But I brought up that one message, and then I moved on.
You know,
We're
I
not-
defended you from that, right? I was like, TJ's allowed to shit on this person.
Are you
'cause
bullying
Okay.
the elderly?
They're spreading
Really?
disinformation.
Hey, but I wasn't dogpiling. I wasn't like going on 20 minutes about one person in the chat. I was moving on, saying, okay, I want to address this one, and then ask Toy about it. And that's it. That's it. I wasn't
You
even
bullied the
criticizing-
elderly, bruh. I'm suing you. I'm
If
actually suing
anything,
you now.
if anything, I brought up the people in Toy stream chat to ask him about it. I didn't even comment on most of them myself, so I wasn't really bullying anyone. But regardless, moving on, I did want to ask you real quick, Consent. I don't know if you answered this. Do you care about what Delirious looks like, or if there's ever a face reveal or a leaked image or something like that?
Oh, I don't think I personally don't care anymore, because at this point it'd be more like sympathy for him rather than like to laugh at him. And I think that's pretty much how a lot of people stand now after, you know, Liz revealed those messages. Before it would have been like, I'll put it this way. If Scott didn't have any, you know, like messages where he was like demeaning his son and all that's, you know, shit, the racism, text messages and extra, et cetera, I think people would still look at him like the good guy, right? That wants his son back and that's all. And this was like his hand was forced and shit. So you justify revealing that, and then, you know, you look at Delirious as the bad guy, right? Because, you know, guilt by association with Liz, and you get to make fun of him, right? But now I feel like now there's more sympathy going to be garnered at Delirious, mostly Liz too, with them as a couple. So the whole thing with Delirious's face reveal, that to the public is going to be looked at as like sympathy. They're going to look at him and they're going to sympathize with him rather than make fun of him, because I feel like that's the direction things are going. Additionally, it's kind of fucked up because Scott did state, or at least allude to this multiple times, that he's only like wanting to reveal, you know, Delirious's face in order to affect his income. He kind of alludes to this by the way he talks, which I don't know why the fuck he's doing this. Maybe because he thinks that nothing bad will happen to him if he said it, but he did say, oh, I'm sure, you know, that'll do wonders for his, you know, income or his YouTube image or something of that sort. But when he said that, I immediately thought, why the fuck are you saying this? Like, that's so dumb. Like, you not understand how that can be used against you? He was like, I'm just going to show John's face and, you know, I'm sure that'll do wonders for his income or image or something like that. It's like, I don't think you want to allude or imply that you're doing this to damage this guy's income or his internet presence, because that's gonna fuck you up. Like, I can totally see a lawyer using that against them, but whatever. It's not, he's on my problem, he's on my friend. I'm not going to bat for him. He can go, you know, kick rocks.
I do think the implication was there. His only defense to that, though, is that since they're playing dirty by taking his son, he's going to play dirty back, which now that we see LizKatz's tweets, we kind of understand that they weren't necessarily stealing the son or anything, which again can maybe still have a claim for that, but it seems like the kid was sick and didn't want to call, didn't want to talk, and didn't really want to go back over to Scott's place to begin with. And that's kind of like the idea that we got from LizKatz's side of the story. Mendicate did say they wanted to join the chat. Are you two okay, cool with that if they end up joining the VC to explain what they're saying?
If they sound like a nerd, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, sure. I mean, as long as they don't like IP grab us or anything.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Mendicate, I added you on Discord, so as soon as you add me back, I can add you to the group chat. There was people sitting here saying in the chat that, oh, TJV ain't gonna add Mendicate, he ain't gonna do that, when clearly
You're a girl.
You-
All right, you
you guys
automatically.
are-
Woman moment.
Just kidding. That's fucked up. Why would you say
so
that?
Mendicate's going to
Because I
explain
am.
their side. That's someone who's kind of So I just want to get some context before Mendicate. As soon as you add me back on Discord or whatever, I can add you to the group chat. But this person has been defending Scott in the chat so far. It looks like, or
I almost called you Redsky by accident. Not Redsky. Fuck. Chilled. I'm not debating a woman. You take over this. I'm
gonna troll. Fine.
No,
fine,
I'm not
fine,
debating
fine,
a woman.
fine,
My
fine.
chivalrous code that I learned from Scott.
Chivalrous code. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you have to be. We have to treat them with
Chad, treat
respect.
the woman with respect. So I'm not, like.
Macho people, you know what they do? They get
But
beat.
chill.
and they
You
don't-
are a dirty Gen Z Zoomer, so you.
Yeah, I'm a Gen Z Zoomer who
You don't
is
believe in this.
idiotic. Yes, I am a moron who doesn't know, who is not respectful to their elders.
Also, I think they might like IP grab. So.
What? What?
Yeah, I'm a very cautious person.
Trust me, guys, you would not want to go to the ghetto. It is a bad place.
Go to the ghetto. Did they add you back yet?
I'm still waiting for an ad back. They said just give them 1 second. So Chill Venom, what do you know about Mendicate and maybe
They are schizo as fuck.
Okay.
Okay, whoa.
Okay, buddy.
I'm gonna specifically use that word a lot because it bothers them. It's gonna be very funny.
All right, buddy.
You know what? Captain Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, that's enough of that. Chill. Wait,
People are gonna be like, what the
PJ, do you
fuck
have
is
any
going on?
sound effects? Oh yeah, you do.
I got like the default ones.
Emotional damage.
What the fuck is this?
You're gay. You have your opinion.
Oh, you're talking about in my
PJ.
server. I don't upload
Yeah.
those. My mods do.
Oh, you're so
Jesus Christ.
cringe. Why do you
PJ, what
have
are
this
these
shit?
sound effects?
That last one was
Bro,
big.
you
Jiggly
actually
Panda.
joined like Thanos crew fucking fan pages. What is
The
wrong with
the
you?
gay one apparently is Yikes. Yikes put that soundboard
You're
audio
gay.
thing.
You have your opinion.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's apparently Yikes.
That's her.
Yeah, that's apparently her.
Why do you guys have like humor dating back to like 2016 and 2012?
Jesus Christ.
Ask my mods. My mods are the one that add the soundboard. I haven't added a single soundboard yet. So,
Oh my
Guys.
god.
what call are you guys in? We're in a
The
private.
one-
Mendicate
one
has
that
to
was in
add
the
me
call.
back on Discord, and then I can invite them into the call. As soon as Mendicate.
Yeah,
That's
let me know
Discord.
before you do that, TJ, so that I can.
Why? Are you gonna
Skedaddle.
dip?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna dip. I am
Why?
gonna...
What?
Well, 2 reasons. 1, IP grab. 2, woman. Out.
Why would you just?
No, I said chilled Venom will take my place.
Then-
It's okay.
The FBI has our back. They're in this call as we speak.
What?
Oh my. No. You know what? Now we need a schizo off. Who is more schizo, Sen or Scott? No, I'm just kidding. Fuck that.
Me.
Oh god.
Yeah.
All right, I'm adding Mendicate now. Are you really dipping?
Alright,
son?
I'm out.
TJ,
Yeah,
if
yeah. Bring
this
him
person
back.
actually gets my IP address, I will sue you for $1,000.
I don't think
Plus
they
tax.
will. I don't think it's safe to assume that they're just going to do that.
All right, I'm gonna search this up, and this will give me my answer.
So I can't add them
people
yet.
grab your IP through Discord?
I think you
call?
have to click a link. I don't know if they can just do it. off
User
the
IP
phone.
address are not revealed while they use voice channels.
Yeah, we're voice channeling, so you don't
No,
have to worry about
Discord
anything.
uses encrypted connections for voice channels. This means that user IP addresses are not revealed while they use voice channels.
Yeah, there we go. So Sen can rejoin.
Yay, Sen, get the fuck back in here right now.
Okay, I'm adding Mendicate. All right. Let's see how this goes.
I know how to start this conversation.
Yeah, Discord is server based, not peer to peer. That's what Ohm says in the chat.
Cheetah
you have nothing to worry
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's not peer to peer. So you don't have
That
to worry
is
about an IP.
inappropriate. I will have to sue you now for $300 plus tax, $500K. Is this guy gonna join? Or woman? Jesus fuck.
Mendicate say just 1 second.
One. Hi, join.
Guess who I reached out to today, Chilled Venom?
Who did you reach out to today?
Flex Tango.
Oh my god, tell him to go back into his fucking Call of Duty cave. The game franchise is
He is-
dying.
So he is talking about that Call of Duty news a lot, but you know, it was nice catch. It was nice catching up with him because me and him have always been nice to each other.
You should catch something that is new to talk about instead of talking about things dating back to like the early 2020s, bro.
Mendicate says hello. Sorry, I had to drive. Did not want to break the law. Wait, you're driving right now? Why'd you want to join the VC if you're driving right
You
now?
broke it when you talked to Scott. Cause like, no. What was that thing? that you
I thought
mentioned about, like, IPs and shit?
I thought Mendicate. Okay. Mendicate's here.
Hello, my schizo friendo.
Hello, testing 1 2. Hello.
I am
can
in
hear
your
you.
walls.
My God!
What?
Okay, that's just cringe.
Okay. Anyway, do I have to go? Where do we start? What do you need?
I don't know. You seem excited. Where do you want to start?
Someone said in the
got-
chat you
I've-
wanted to join, so I don't know if you wanted to bring up anything specific.
Yeah, just try to not stumble on your own words. I can tell you have like a lot of adrenaline right now.
Well, I mean, it was mainly because I was just driving because of my current like situation. I have to like go somewhere specifically to like talk. But whatever. I think out of everything, honestly, I just want to explain exactly what Darvo is because you guys are going over
God,
it.
we know the meaning. You said it like 30 times in the chat. You
Okay,
copy
hold on.
pasted it.
Okay, let
okay,
them
fine.
explain.
Let's hear the same
Let me
explanation.
cut. Okay, so Darvo is, you're gonna laugh when I say I don't remember the words. Wait, hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hold on. Are you playing the Darvo crickets? Okay.
EJ, what's wrong with you?
That was you, Chill. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Darvo is deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender, right? That's just the simple acronym of it. But it's specifically when an abuser is reversing the roles of the victim, right? And for a successful Darvo attack to manipulate a large audience, specifically when it comes to like people with platforms, there has to be some truth thrown into some lies, which is exactly what LizKatz has done.
Okay.
So you're just saying what I said before with the other situation.
So,
What do you mean? What other situation?
I'll
The
let
one
you guys
before
talk.
where the alt accounts and like she left out certain ones and then defamed Amy person and then
Yeah,
brought
and
up
that's just
Owen
more
Hill.
evidence that this is just a Darvo attack because of her history with Darvo, that she is completely capable of committing Darvo.
So that one's a more blatant version of Darvo now. How do you see the Darvo in the current one that is related to Scott?
Specifically because Scott is too emotional to overlook it. We didn't exactly get to talk about like the specific threat itself. Also, do you guys need to go into detail about how I got into contact with Scott?
No, I'm kind of more curious as to how many receipts did he show you out of 1 to 10. How many receipts?
I'm not going to record a person who doesn't want to be on the record. I don't do that. I don't even take
Now,
notes. if you
you're
don't wanna be
kind
on
of
the record.
like not answering the question because I said a 1 to 10. I'm telling you, give me a rating, not an explanation.
10,
like 1 to 10.
It's off the scale. It's off the scale.
It's off the scale. So you're telling me, so you mentioned that you don't want to go around doxing people. What do you mean by that? Like people's addresses, people's personal information, like what?
Personal
What?
information.
And Scott showed you this uncensored.
Not showed me, told me.
So he's giving out, like he's specifically telling you personal information of other people that are involved.
Yeah. Do you
I
want me
mean,
to
like-
explain how I got in contact with Scott so that would make more sense as to
Oh
why
yeah,
I
go for
talked
it. Yeah,
to him?
yeah. If it gives you more context, then yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm not a random. I'm somebody who works with an organization who specifically works to document and archive predators with platforms. And this goes for anyone online with a platform. We document any sort of suspicious behavior that has to do with harassment and attacks. And what I was doing was I was archiving Liz's entire tweet thread exposing Scott, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna put this in our documentary like files or whatever. Why don't I just send it to Scott, because I was already sending him support anyway. And so from there we got into conversation.
Okay, so
Wait.
I got a quick question. So you said like the Darvo thing would be like throwing a little bit of truth with some lie in it, correct?
Yes, that's how you successfully can manipulate an audience into believing a Darvo attack, if you throw in some sort of truth with lies.
Would you agree with Scott that what he told me in DMs that I showed during the stream, would you agree with him that I'm assisting in the Darvo attack?
If you want me to be completely honest, I do believe so.
Okay. Do you understand though that I've ever since I covered it for the first time, which was my last stream a couple nights ago, I always pointed out that, hey, I don't know if the rest of these things are true. There could be complete lies. We only know that there is some evidence to it. The evidence is something that I can comment on, while the rest of it, we're going to have to wait if there is evidence on it, or if we never get evidence on it, it's always going to be like 50-50. I have no idea if that is true or not. Do you understand that I said that and I did that and I put that disclaimer out there?
Yeah, and I do understand that, and I do believe that's a really good disclaimer to put.
Okay, so how else am I assisting in the Darvo attack if I'm being cautious about the things that don't have evidence on it when there is stuff that does have evidence on it, and I'm making comments and opinions about the stuff that does have evidence, but the things that don't, I'm being cautious on, and I'm not blaming him for something or accusing him of something that doesn't have proper evidence to back it up?
You know what? I think I'm going to go back on my initial statement, because I'm pretty sure what he was telling me was that it was mr.sen who was assisting the Darvo attack, not you. He has really good opinions on you. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, but you said that your honest opinion is that I was assisting in the Darvo attack. Where do you think I was assisting at?
And I just said that I retract that statement because that statement was meant for mr.sen.
I thought you said you were just going back to clarify mr.sen was more so. I just thought you still had an opinion on that. My apologies. Thank you for retracting that. If Sen wants to come in here and ask, I guess, but I can probably ask.
Want to talk to me? I know he doesn't.
Okay. Would you like to explain how Sen is participating in that? I know that you probably don't have any receipts with you currently about something that Sen said.
I already called him out on him like lying, and he just stated that he was that Scott was gaslighting, and I asked him specifically when and where, and he called me delusional. And also he's the way that he how do I say, the way that he has his thumbnails and titles is construing Scott in a negative light, which can be a form of defamation, especially using a picture of him. Not only that, but like a picture of artwork, because Scott took that picture, so that is technically like copywritten or whatever. And also the fact that he keeps calling him mentally ill and other stuff like that.
Yeah, but hasn't Scott himself claimed that he is mentally ill? That he's had, mental illnesses, that he has been depressed from this?
I mean, sure, has depression and like PTSD.
So he does have some form of mental illness, though.
Yeah, also, when we first got to know this person and he didn't really give us much information about him other than what happened to him between him and Liz, how do you expect us to know about these mental disorders? We don't just fucking get into a call and automatically know all this person's fucking life problems. So how is it our fault if we don't know that he has PTSD or autism or anything like that? And how can that always be used as an excuse for Scott?
Wait, autism? He's never stated he's had autism.
He
said it to me before.
Yeah, he's said that he's on the spectrum.
Is he lying to you? I'm not surprised if he is, honestly.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait, did he say? Oh, yeah, I think he said he is on the spectrum. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Also, sorry, you defended Scott, right? Like, specifically because you said you documented everything that Liz said. How do you back up the fact that he said the hard R and pretty much racially profiled other people acting like certain races when it comes to, like, saying they're playing loud music, or that this teacher was acting like a certain black, like a fucking people of the black community? How the fuck do you explain that?
I don't, because I'm white and I have no say on racism.
So you cannot say anything because you're white, but let's say I'm not white, right? But I'm not black either. But so you're saying that, so if someone says the hard R in front of you and clearly they're not of that race, it's not bad because, or you can't give your take on it because you're not that race.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
So you're
And how is
telling
this?
me that you can't give your opinion on something because you're not of that race. So if someone says a racial slur towards somebody, you can't give your take on it because you're not of that race.
I'm white, and all my duty is to listen to people of color. I'm not going to be just defending any form of racism or any attacks of racism or
So you
saying or
can't give
calling
your
Okay,
opinion
people.
on
hold on. So, Mendicate, if you see like acts of evil out there, you're not allowed to speak up on it because it doesn't include or have anything to do with a white person. You can't speak against acts of evil.
No, I'm specifically talking about race. If it has to do
Yeah,
with like racism,
I am too. But if you see evil or something going wrong in the world, you're not allowed to speak up against it because you are not of that race.
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
I think it's I think it's pretty straightforward. So like if we see Scott say that, you know, say some sort of, you know, racial slur, or hey, people are listening to their music too loud and referring to them as the hard R or something like that, it is something very offensive that he is saying in private that has, you know, everyone knows that it's pretty offensive. People have taken that very offensively. Some people might not take that offensively, but typically it is an offensive thing to say, and it is racist to say something like that. If you see someone doing something wrong, doing something that they shouldn't be doing, in your own opinion, you don't feel like that you can speak up and say, hey, I think that is wrong, just because you are not black or you are not that color of that race?
Well, I know, and like it's been stated over and over again. If it's specifically something that's been stated over and over again to be racist, I can say that's racist. But I have like it's. Yeah. Can we go on to something else? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
fine.
you instead of fighting it, you could just say, yeah, I mean, why the fuck did he say that? I mean, that's not cool. I mean, that's all you really have to say. If someone is doing something racist, you don't have to be that colored to be offended by it. That's just a fucked up thing to say. You know what I mean? So why
Well, yeah, I understand it's a fucked up thing to say, but I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay, if you don't want to comment on it, that's fine.
No,
That's
no,
fine.
wait, hold on. But he said it. You just said it's a fucked up thing, but you're not gonna comment on it. So you commenting on it, but you're not gonna comment on it. So
Okay,
like,
chill them. Just chill. Let's move on to the next point. Let's
okay,
move on to the
okay,
next
fine.
point.
Sorry. All right, next question. So you've been given receipts. Obviously, you've said that you have. You said it's off the scale when I gave you the 1 out of 10 scale. What is the explanation for the missing context when it comes to him calling his son an F slur and saying he's gonna disown him? When
There's no
he's been...
missing context to that. He stated the context. He stated that he doesn't use the S slur in a homophobic way.
So I can say the N word in a non-racist way.
Oh my god, no, he stated that he specifically uses the F slur or the F word, however you want to pronounce it, as meaning it's like as the British cigarette term to be burnable, and he uses that with his friends all the time, or like his son's friends.
Interesting. Okay.
He stated that in Mr.Sen's video in the stream. He stated that like at the end of it.
I don't understand his logic.
Are you not watching your own videos? Or not your own videos, not Sen's videos, sorry.
Oh.
I've watched way too many streams about this.
I don't get you.
I don't get me either. It's okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I mean, you left me speechless. Holy fuck.
I'm sorry.
My quick comment on that is that the F slur that he used to refer to his kid as, it's still not all right. He understands that the context of that, either socially or not socially, just the context of that word currently is still not okay. If he's referring to it as the British version of it, well, how you say black in Spanish is negro, and if I called someone hold on. Okay, I just said the Spanish word for black, you know, the color black, you know, that everybody learns in Spanish class. But if I call a person of color that Spanish word, it would be still highly offensive, and I should know better because of being in social environments. So Scott should have... Scott should have well known that the F slur was not something okay to say, especially since he's telling Liz this, and he's referring to his kid as this. Even if he meant it in a different way, it was still used in with the intent that he's probably going to refer to his kid as some other insulting name. It's still insulting either way. It's just the F slur referring to homophobic people. That's apparently worse than referring to it as the British meaning, but it's still an insult either way. So are you okay with the insults because it's less offensive? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything of that sort.
Okay, so but you just explained that like it was the British version of like.
I explained the context that Scott told me.
Okay, is it still? Can we agree that it's still wrong that he was referring to his kid as that word though?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, it's always one.
Oh, also one funny thing that I remembered is that you know, he's saying over here that, oh, well, I'm using this word in like non-offensive manner, you know, it's a different context. But he had a problem with me saying the word retard because it was offensive to people with disabilities. So what is this fucking hypocrisy? Because I use the word retard specifically to talk about someone's intelligence, not someone's disability. So what is this hypocrisy that Scott is like going on about? Because he's amplifying the certain things that
I don't have any
uses.
comment on that. I think that's something for Scott to defend. I don't know anything about that.
Well, you're like his lawyer. Why don't you, like, you know, give me his
I'm not his
opinion on
lawyer.
that?
I'm just somebody who's helping like gather evidence for him.
What the fuck? So you're his pet? Okay, now get her out of here, bro, please.
No, actually, can I bring something up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we talk about the fact that I think it's in the 4th tweet that LizKatz brung up a completely random man that neither me or Scott know about?
Okay.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about that? Like, what specifically about that?
The fact that LizKatz is bringing in a completely random man that probably she doesn't even know about to claim that this is somehow associated with the situation.
Okay, so Scott's claiming to not know who that person is. Like, what's the context of her bringing that person up?
I don't know. Isn't it interesting that there's a completely random man that nobody knows just brung up?
Is it like the defense that that's the person who stole Delirious's ID? Is that the man you're talking about?
I'm currently looking at like the tweet thread right now. I haven't been able to like actually go in and like annotate everything about this tweet thread because I've been like gathering evidence specifically about the Bimith account.
What does the tweet say?
With that stream. The tweet. Oh, there's a lot of paragraphs. I don't know if I can completely summarize it. I'll just grab like the main ideas. I have been involved in my son's life. Scott is not the primary condolcio parent as he's originally claimed. That's a lie. But I am the one who gave my son his childhood. Again, I'm assuming why Scott alive with this. Scott, I think probably I was watching record of had any record of my life. But I guess they have to do this all in being arrested again as Joe Jr. And we found out someone is really was you mixed the enemy as well. As other sisters at first.
What are you saying?
Wait. I'm reading it right now.
Do you not have like the mental capability to read in your head? Like, no offense, I'm just asking.
Well, I didn't want to leave the stream silent. Sorry for trying to be entertaining.
No, we're giving you the spotlight. This is your time to like talk, you know, we're not trying to disturb you or anything.
Do you want me to narrate this right now?
Just the part
TJV asked me what it said.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out
just the part that you're trying to refer to, the random man that you and Scott have no idea who that is. Just narrate that part.
Okay. Then we found out someone else was using Delirious's identity as well, his other's sister's ex-husband. This is something that we are trying to get to the bottom of, but it may take a lifetime of correcting every time it pops up. We need to conveniently black out case numbers Scott claims he found on his own, though we know he did not, so we can figure out which person this was. I can at this moment share the...
Okay, so
Like-
I know that's referring to the person that they said, okay, this is the criminal who went on a crime spree under Delirious's real name that they claim that stole Delirious's ID, social security, whatever. The reason why that was brought up is not to necessarily go after Scott for anything, but to back up and defend, hey, this is why Delirious, there's a charge. They were bringing it up because of that. I think I'm assuming that's why, because Scott was mentioning that Delirious has charges against him for assaults for a kid under the age of 12 or whatever, and that was the reasoning why they brought that up. Is that why? Are you confused on that, or what's like the thing that you wanted to bring up about that specifically?
I wanted to bring up the fact that LizKatz is lying.
Okay, how is anything she's bringing up in the screen? Because she even brings up a screenshot of like a picture of the person and everything. Where's the lie in all of that?
Because the case that he's associated with has nothing to do with the case that Delirious is associated with.
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. So the reason why they're bringing up this person is because this person they're saying is the person who stole the ID. And they're saying that the Delirious...
But it says Michael.
Michael went under Delirious's real name at one point. That's why they're bringing it up. That this Michael person that Liz puts out in her tweets went under Delirious's real name at one point is what they're claiming. Is there any other confusion you have of that, or what?
Because that's a lie.
Okay, how do you know that's a lie?
Because I went back.
Because you what? Okay, if you can't reveal anything right now, I think this is just kind of where like the conversation has to end. If there's stuff that Scott is able to reveal or something like that, maybe one day we'll be able to see that.
What if I told you that Scott in some way tried to justify the way that he talked to his kid?
But he wasn't talking to his kid. He was talking to LizKatz.
No, you a doy. Like, yeah, I'll just show you. Whatever. I'll just fucking show you. Hold on, wait. Give me a second. Give me a segundo.
Okay.
All right. I want you to look in the chats.
Okay, I'm looking at the chat.
So the one on the left is Scott, obviously, because he types a lot, and one on the right is the person that he's talking to.
Am I allowed to share this on stream?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Also, the reason I sound like a bitch right now is because I haven't slept for 12 hours. So yeah, gang shit.
So
it's surprising
why are you bringing this up?
So if you read what he said, I was having a break. So the top, I'll admit, and I would like to add that this isn't me siding with Liz, but from reading screenshots makes you look like a very bad person. And then he says, I was having a breakdown after trauma and being denied my kid for 3 weeks. Maybe I hadn't heard the audio of me being beaten. It's worth listening. So his justification for all this fucking crazy shit that he went on was because he had a breakdown after trauma and being denied his kid. That's the reason that he acted the way he did. I mean, unless there's more context that you can add to that, since you seem to be the one documenting everything and he seems to have told you everything. So if you can help me out here real quick, it would be very, very nice of you. Because clearly I am the one in the wrong and you're the one with all the context.
I don't know what this is exactly.
So you're lying to me, saying that you know everything because you don't want to give any information.
I never stated. I've never stated that I know everything.
So when I told you the scale of 1 to 10, saying how many receipts did he show you, or at least tell you, you said it's off the scale. So which one is it? Do you know a lot of receipts, or you have nothing and you're full of shit? Which one is it?
Okay, I didn't know you said scale. I thought you said like amount. First off, and also a
scale is an amount. So
I am still documenting. I am still documenting and putting and gathering evidence for this stuff. I am still trying to catch up with every single piece of stuff, and I still haven't been able to annotate LizKatz thread. I haven't been able to look over all of that. I've been only able to gather little things of that, but I've been mainly gathering the business stuff. I'm still working with stuff. I don't know all the context we got in it.
Okay,
Okay,
hold on. Okay, let's just make sure this comes to a good conclusion real quick, because I don't think this is really going to get anywhere besides arguing online and free clips for people.
And
So
anyway,
to say,
I'm
I don't know.
sorry for trying to get answers. I will
Okay.
be a fucking moron and believe everything that everyone says now. My bad.
okay, so Mendicate, you want one last thing to say before we just end this conversation?
Please try to believe victims whenever you can.
Believe victims whenever.
Like, I don't want to be a dick, but like, you know, there kind of has to be a just okay. I was in the middle. Whatever.
Okay.
What the fuck?
She said her last words were, "Try to believe victims whenever you can."
That's a bad thing. Like, that's like saying believe Amber Heard. That's like, what the fuck? Hell no. I feel bad for her now. I feel bad now.
Believe victims whenever you can. Someone put, "I'm gonna believe Scott's victim, the kid."
I feel like she's lost. I feel like Scott did this, to be honest. I feel bad for her now.
I don't know. Like, I understand she's trying to get points, and I guess she's trying to like gather information. She said she was with some organization or something like that. She's trying to get points or something like that. Hopefully everything goes well. I just whatever.
Like, the bad thing about what she's doing is she's saying, guys, please believe me. Scott is a victim, but I still haven't gotten all the documentation yet, so you'll have to wait a little bit. Like, that's such a red flag. Like, how do I whatever, dude. I mean, I feel like I've already said enough, but the fact that like she presented it the way that she did, she has so many flaws and plot holes to what she's talking about that I don't like. She's saying she has all the receipts, so I'm pretty much left in the dark. The fact that I managed to get more out of what she was saying without her even knowing what she's talking about is like baffling to me. And I'm half asleep right now. I don't know how I'm comprehending these conversations, and I somehow like was able to like somehow comprehend more than her.
What's up, guys? What's up?
I feel bad now. I just feel like I just fucking like bullied someone.
How did that go?
feel
Did it go
bad.
like I said it would?
Oh my fucking god, man!
I feel bad.
Jesus Christ!
I feel really bad.
So like
Mindy,
one of the things she said is she
Mindy,
never.
I'm willing to apologize if you just like cut connections with Scott, because Scott is like very unhealthy for you from the looks of it.
One
You're
of
gonna
the
be
one of
putting
the
a
things she claimed that like Scott never said this to you never said this to Bimeth, right? Scott's kid. That's basically Scott wasn't, verbally abusing his kid directly to him so that it doesn't matter or something like that, I guess. But like if she would have taken like 2 seconds to look at Liz's thread, which I don't know. I guess she's in a bad organization or something. Because here's like directly Scott bashing the kid over here.
Oh my god! So Dark Spider said in the chat, "Sorry, I guess I have to believe the victim. I got to go watch
There's
Mini Land
more.
now."
There's like actually this is a bad one. I could get a better one. There's the one where he's directly messaging him on like the phone, right? Because he ended up showing that to Liz, and it ended up going on her thread. So we'll go get that in a second. I just don't know how you can miss these like key details if you're so gung ho. Here it is. It's literally the first screenshot in the second thread. It's right here. So number 1, number 2, number 3, those are the Discord conversations on the left, and on the right, they're the conversations with him on SMS. Right here. So, I don't know. I guess it's
Bimeth, are you part of the Delirious army like me? I am very cool.
a little close up on the things here. Nice little collage. There's like the right there. So shit like that. And I think Scott even admitted to calling him the F slur or something. So I don't know.
On your stream or something?
I don't know. He said so much in the chat. He could have probably.
And I want to put it out there real quick. I have nothing against like Mendicate or whatever. Like, hopefully you're doing well. and all that stuff, but I felt like she was about to cry. Like
I feel bad now.
every time
Also-
Chill was gonna say something towards her.
Not my fault that everything she was saying was so easy to just
Chill
take
Venom,
apart,
you're
okay?
a fucking asshole, bro. You could just
I've said
chill
that
the
many times,
fuck
that's
out
not new
for
to me.
1 second. Like I get it, you're the guy.
Look.
You need to press the
Oh
issue, but holy
God.
fuck, calm down. Take a chill pill, relax.
If you think
It's
that's
okay.
me being angry, that was me.
I'm not
just
saying you were
fucking
being angry.
hyperactive.
No, you were just
That is
being an
me
asshole.
being hyperactive.
I didn't say you were
It
angry.
is-
I said you were being an
It
asshole.
is not my fault that these people cannot. They want to say everything. They need to get their opinion out there. But when pressure comes by, when their opinion is not fucking like like praised by everybody, they just fucking fall under pressure. That is not my fault. That is
Okay.
not my fault.
I understand, but I felt like I was able to sit here and tell her, hey, your point doesn't make sense because of XYZ in a more respectful way, while you were sort of like, there was a lot of interrupting, a lot of back and forth between y'all, let's just say that. And I think next time, just chill out. I'm sure you guys will have another convo. I'm sure there'll be another stream where you guys will talk again. You know?
I feel so bad that I kind of want to apologize for being such a dick. But at the same time, it's commentary, so you'll get over it. It's fine.
So
Alright, I
Bimit
guess you
is
don't
like
have to.
telling her off right now in the chat, kind of.
Bimith, are you a part of the Delirious Army? We need to all group up and band together to defend the Delirious Army.
The fuck? What the fuck? Chill, shut up. What did he say? Shit, I lost it. Oh, here it is. To Mendicate from Bimit. Been in it for quite a long time. Your statements made 0 sense. Please, for your sake, stop. So yeah, that's what he said. And I don't think she's replied since.
Yeah, I've been like, what's it called? I've been like wanting to change the chilled Venom to just Venom because
This might have just been like a troll. There's no way this person's a real human.
it's hard to tell because they like so.
They
it's kinda
posted a
like,
screenshot. They posted a screenshot in my Discord of like them having like a long call with Scott. So like, yeah, let me see if I can find that screenshot and I'll pull it up here.
This is so fucking fucked up.
I don't know,
Like,
it's
why are
still
you
out there,
befriending these random strangers on Discord, Scott?
Scott, you just made me bully a fucking I don't know.
You didn't
who
even
that
ask
is.
her age. She could have been like 15 or some shit.
Oh
And you would have
my god,
Yeah.
dude! 2
Wow.
hours and 1 minute and 46 seconds ongoing call with Scott.
been. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I don't know why he's doing any of this. Fucking weird.
She's had multiple hour calls, at least for this one. It was a multiple.
Mindy, I'm sorry that you had to hear like Scott just rambling for 40 minutes straight because I know that 90% of this call is just him talking.
Chilled.
Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop.
Chill
I'm on a
out,
roll
chill
here. I'm
out.
on a roll. Hey,
I know.
I gotta keep my
You're on
streak.
fire, man. Everyone's simping to you already. You're good. Oh my god.
My bad.
Yeah. Apparently
gotta-
that Eugen guy still thinks that apple pie is ohms old, so that's
I
great.
just fucking went into my Discord like general VC and told him to like chill out. Is he still in the chat calling?
Oh, even Mindy
Oh my
backed me up. Nah, Chill's right with that one. LMAO man loves to ramble. Hey. Where's my medal? Where's my medal? I would like my medal.
Wasn't on Discord. We met on Twitter. Ew. Discordians and Twitter users.
Oh yikes! Timed out that Eugen guy, I guess. So
Eugen. It's Eugen. No, not Eugen. Not the psycho fucking.
Eugen.
Oh, Eugen.
Yeah.
Chilled Venom
Yeah,
gonna
it's
get a
some random
cease and
guy.
desist.
Oh,
This is so I don't know. I guess that was all the entertainment for tonight on
Unless someone else wants to join and start talking. Which, by the
who
way,
else?
Steve,
Who
you
else
can
wants to
stay
go? Who
in.
else? Yeah. Have more people
Who's
join,
next?
please.
Who's next?
Yeah, who's next?
Chilled
Who's
is-
next?
Chilled is willing to do this. I've had
is
this
fun.
stage in my life already. Well, not my life. Like that makes it sound like I've been around for like 99 years, like Dracula. But no, I've had this. I've felt like I've done this on like the YouTube career before already, and it's always the same outcome, and it's always like it's either a waste of like you very rarely find somebody who's an audience member that can even like if after a while you're just like, why are you here? Like, and not even
So-
to be a dick, you're just like, why are you here? Really? Like,
So if anybody wants to join the call, and you have to join the call, but you have to debate something. You can't just join and say hello, or I'm gonna
Yeah,
kick you.
debate chilled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm. You already know. I've done
Bring
this
in the most
shit.
delusional, schizophrenic guy you know. I got you.
DM me on Discord if you have something to debate. DM me
GG, do I
right now
look
on
like
Discord.
that one guy about pancakes? I forgot his name. What was his name?
GG Evans alive.
GG Evan just donated $5. Chilled is on fire. Quick, someone piss on him and put it out.
Oh my god.
I don't got that kink, buddy. I do not got
GG
that kink.
Evans. GG Evans.
All right, we
Didn't
got someone
GG
to
have
add.
like? Didn't GG have DM messages
Oh,
with
really?
Scott as well?
Who? Oh yeah. We should leak all of
Should
that.
show those if you want. Actually, you know what? I'll just show them later on my stream.
Here's someone they
Vandalism.
have some they vandalism
Hey,
says
how's
he
it
has
going?
something to debate.
Hello,
What do you have to
All right,
debate?
so it's been a while, y'all. By the way, Sen, I do want to just quickly mention I apologize. Scott's been striking your channel and shit.
Oh, good,
Anyway,
good.
I thought you
Anyway,
said
I
like
wanna
he's
debate.
tracking his IP address. You got me scared for a second.
no.
His IP
Anyway,
address,
I'm here to
nice.
debate. Did TJV say the N word?
Yes, he did, and I
Yeah,
will
he
cancel
did.
him.
One,
did
put a
not.
1 in chat if you think TJV flat out just said the N word.
I said the Spanish word
A 1 in the
for
chat.
the
A 1
color
in the
black.
Chat, okay, just a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat too if you don't think so.
No,
Definitely did.
everyone put 2s. I did not say it. At least the word he's referring to. Okay, it's about 50-50. So that's better than what I thought it was
So,
going to
so
be.
TJV, what was the word?
It's the Spanish word for the color black, and it's negro.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my God.
So technically,
your work,
Mexicans
Reddit. Do
created
your
that
work.
word. Therefore, Mexicans can say it.
I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, so like I know like
See, that's
most
just
of the colors and
racist.
stuff.
I don't know why you keep becoming racister. So we're gonna cancel
I'm
you.
not. I'm just saying that like it was part of like the I had to speak that every day when I went to high school, so like it was.
So wait, tell me this real quick. Have you ever had like an assignment in your Spanish class where you actually had to use that word in like a sentence or something?
Yeah. So like when we talk about like someone was talking about I don't know. I'm trying to think of it like another word. Like if we had to say like the door is black or something like that to describe like the color of something, I would have to like use that word in a sense.
So if you talked about me being like half Indian and like the other half being like African, like how would you describe that?
We would actually there's actually terms to use for race. We wouldn't use the color of something, you know.
Okay.
Unless I'm specifically trying to describe like what color somebody's skin is, to like, okay, there's an infection, so this part of the skin is red, then I could use the color there. But if I'm talking about an actual race of somebody, I wouldn't be using the color.
Okay, so question, like, are you fluent in Spanish?
No, I'm not as fluent in Spanish. I took 4 years. I was able to be pretty fluent my senior year, but then when I went to college, I didn't really use any of my Spanish in college. So
Is
I've
there
kinda lost some of it.
is there like anything you can say that you know, like just straight off the bat?
I can have like basic conversations like hola, como estás, like some of the basic stuff most people know. But I know like I know certain random things. Like I know like there's a word sacapunta. Do you know what that is?
The fuck is that?
It's pencil sharpener. So like
That
when
did
we
not sound anything like I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, right. So like it's kind of weird, but like when we are like talking about like a book and we wanted to go grab a pencil or we wanted to go sharpen our pencil, we had to ask our teacher in Spanish. Like that's how we were kind of forced to be more fluent.
Este gringo no sabe cómo hablar español. Oh my god, dude, you're so bad at it.
Yeah.
Wait, so,
I wasn't
Chilled, you're fluent in
good
Spanish?
at speaking it.
I'm not a bean.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bean. I lied. Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
I-
Yeah.
Can you vouch on this? Like, is like
Yes,
saying that
that's easy to
word?
say, sacapuntas.
actually-
Sacapuntas.
No, I'm talking about like the N word situation that we just had.
Oh, yeah, no, that's how you say black in Spanish.
No
you say
fucking
negro.
way.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
fucking way.
I swear to God.
Oh, my God.
That's how you say the color. Yeah, black. The
Bro,
color.
that's
yeah.
wild.
White is
Alright, DJ.
blanco. White is blanco. Yellow is amarillo. Azul is blue. You know, so it's like you're able to sit here and say all these different
Yeah.
colors. So
I'm familiar
yeah,
with
like,
blue because I always
but
used to use that
but yeah,
color
if I sit here and use this, like I was trying to say that like Mendicate was saying like, oh well, he was using the British slang of the hard F word, the F slur or whatever. That
Mhm.
usually is used to
What's
make
the F
fun
slur,
of
by the way?
homophobic work. I'm not gonna say it, but
Okay.
that's what like Mendicate was bringing up. So I said, okay, so if I use the Spanish version of the color black to describe a black person, it would sound incredibly like inconsiderate and disrespectful if I did that. That doesn't make it all right, just because the meaning of the word is slightly different.
I do
Average
gotta know
Tyler
real
would
quick
never
though,
do
if you
that.
don't mind. I want to know something. Like, what kind of organization is she actually in? I came in like midway through.
I
and
saw
everyone's talking
questions
about
of
an
that.
organization.
I saw
Then
questions.
suddenly,
I wasn't gonna
Chilled
ask
was,
it.
exposing her basically, and then suddenly her response, meow. What the fuck was that shit? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain that.
Oh my god. So I need context though. Who exactly is that? Just for context. 'Cause like I said, I joined like midway. Like, I need context.
A lady who documents pretty much the situation and well, specifically just Liz's side, the whole thing, but she wants to believe Scott he's a victim, but she doesn't have all the documentation to prove that yet.
Right.
So,
So basically,
that's
she's
like-
just gonna be like, "Oh, I'm straight up Team Scott."
no, yeah, she said, yeah, just
basically.
believe the victims when you can. So, it's I don't know.
How are you gonna
That's-
believe the victim when the victim is always striking other people's channels?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get around. I don't get that.
Like I can't. I fucking can't. Well, anyway, I'm gonna hop off. So you guys have a nice night.
All right, take
All
care,
right,
Ben.
I
That was
cut
fast.
him off
Oh
early.
shit!
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. All right. Does anybody have anything clear to debate?
We need an angry individual who hates
yeah.
me. Where are they?
Okay, I understand. Some people are DMing me saying, "Hey, I can speak on the situation because I've dealt with a similar one." We're not asking for that. That can be like in text, not to be rude or disrespectful, but only come in here if you want to debate. It can be the debate can be about anything. If you want to come in here and yell at Chilled Venom, DM me right now.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
that's what we're asking. Or yell at Sen. You
Le
can yell at
funny.
Sen. He's deafened, but you can yell at him. All right, someone has a debate related to it. We'll see if this person wants to join.
Megaton. Oh yeah, get Megatonic in here. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Zab Zachary. Who's Zab Zachary?
Hi.
All right, you got something to
Yo.
debate?
Yeah, because it's related to like experience I've had with this kind of stuff. And debate is more of like when you have parents who do this kind of stuff where they have, like, let's say they just do that kind of shit with their son or daughter, whoever it is that they're divorced for. Like, do you think it's right for them to like slander each other just to see who can get custody of the kid? Because it seems like from what happened recently, this is like it's slander coming from both ends.
Yes.
You think it's right to do that?
No. I was saying yes to. It seems like slander from both ends.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that was pretty quick. In and out.
Yeah. Wow. Neat.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
'cause-
Zach. I appreciate it. All right.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Where are
Mulch
the
wants-
angry people when you need them, bro?
This
Fuck.
is someone. This was someone. Or I can debate Chilled on being an asshole. Okay, yeah. So this person wants to debate Lions versus Packers, or so that would be against me, or Chilled being an asshole. So I'm gonna invite Mulch.
Wait,
So,
who is that? Who is that?
their name is Mulch.
Mulch.
Yeah, I got it. Why isn't? it
Oh
letting
wait,
me
hold
add
on.
them?
I have like certain people that actually hate me. I can find it. Hold on, wait. Give me a sec. Where are they? They have their name around here. Hold on, wait. I got this.
Oh, you go by. It's not popping up for this, which is weird.
So there's this one guy called Yamatone X11. That guy hates me.
Okay, hold on.
You should get that
We're-
guy in if he's
We're
anywhere.
gonna Mulch. You're gonna have to wait a second because I don't know why it's not letting me add you, but I can add this guy real quick. He says he has a debate.
There's also
Alright.
Columbus that noob. You can also get that guy in.
All right, this person has a debate. What's your debate?
Columbus. Ills. The fuck is that?
What's up?
Hey, what's your
Zab
debate?
Zachary. Oh, that's that guy. Hold up.
Which is safer? This has randomly popped in my head. which is safer, boxing or MMA?
Chilled.
Boxing, because it's actually more gentleman-like.
Okay.
But-
I'll probably go with boxing too.
But what? I feel like MMA is like more safer because if you won't get mentally damaged. You'd be more.
You're telling me
physical.
people getting kicked in the chin is not mentally damaging?
But your bones will heal better and faster. Depends on the injury, though.
So if you kick someone and your what's it called? The fucking front of the leg, the bone. It shit snaps when you kick someone. It happened to Conor McGregor. I forgot. Like the shit snapped
I
in
think
half.
he broke his like foot when he stepped back.
Not just that, but like the fucking the shin. Like what if your shin
The
breaks?
chin.
Or like the front. Wait, why are we talking about fucking fighting? I thought this was about Scott and those bullshit thing.
I don't know. I just randomly popped in my head for y'all to have
Yeah,
content.
these were random debates. So boxing and
Yeah,
you think it's
random
MMA?
debate. This came in my head.
Educated on that. I just like look at like fucked up shit that like happened in boxing and like MMA.
Oh no, just came in my head for y'all.
Fortnite.
Okay. Mulch, you
see
can
ya.
try joining. Thank you, Don Mump. That was
No,
was
get the
interesting
two
thing.
people that I noticed.
Yeah.
If they're in chat, if they're somehow in chat, get those two people in because
If
those
I-
are people
if-
that genuinely hate me.
Okay.
There
let's see.
is Columbus, that noob, and what's his name? Where is he? And
Alright.
Yamatonix.
Mulch join the call.
Yamatonix thought that I was defending Scott. And then there is. Let me see. Where is he? Where the fuck did he
But
go?
they have to add me on Discord if they wanted to be able to do that.
Oh, I'm sure he would love to get a word in. Hold on. And then there's Columbus, that noob.
Yo, what's your debate thing?
So I just wanted to talk about, chilled response to Mendicate.
Yeah.
Oh, someone with a fucking. Yo, what's up?
So, like, I don't blame you for, your responses. I was sitting here calling her a fucking moron myself, with her just running in circles, but at the same time, like, when people know that they're gonna join the voice chat, like, it's gonna make them not want to join knowing that they're gonna be, I don't know, I guess talked down to in a sense.
Isn't that kind of the whole point?
I mean,
Like, if
not
you're-
really. I mean,
so
if you're
if your
trying to
takes-
get,
Uh-huh,
Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I mean, if you're trying to get more information from people, you want them to join and stay in the call to get their side out.
But what's their side? They said they're gathering information on a situation that's already active and is public to everybody.
Right, but when they supposedly get whatever it is that Scott's sending them, knowing that they're gonna hop in here, run around in circles, and be talked down to for it, they're not gonna want to hop back in.
You know they have every right to have that same energy, right?
Yeah, but most people don't. I mean,
So they're not aware of any sort of debate that that goes in a certain way in a drama channel that talks about drama.
well, shit, you got me there.
Yeah.
All right, good debate. You got a second one? You want to do Lions versus Packers?
Absolutely.
You're a Lions fan?
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. So are you a
Beat
Lions
the
fan
Super Bowl
because?
champs week 1.
Okay, yeah, with the injured Travis Kelsey and no Chris Jones as a D tackle.
Okay, here's the thing: we didn't have Travis Kelsey or Chris Jones either, and we still won.
No, that is a good point. But your top players were in while their top players were out.
I mean, it's not our fault. They're Super Bowl champs, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm
second
not.
coming of Brady.
I'm not saying it's your fault. But what I am saying is the Lions won with an asterisk. How does that feel?
Man, there's no asterisks.
There
I think
is
the
an
Lakers are
asterisk.
better. You guys suck.
So the Packers and the Lions, I think, are facing off in week 4. You think the Lions are going to win?
I don't know. After today, I'm a little hesitant to speak on where we stand in terms of beating opponents, especially
Okay.
after seeing how poorly they were getting into the pocket to get Geno.
Yep.
And then fucking what's his name? The fucking safety just kept giving up big play after big play after big play. But I mean, I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm, kind of sad that, I'm not going to see A-Rod in there anymore,
Yeah.
I will say, I've talked shit about A-Rod in the chat with you before. It is more of a love-hate relationship just because
100%.
of being a Lions fan.
Yeah.
I was super bummed out to see him get injured.
I think we can both agree on this. Are we both happy that Vikings being the frauds, they're 0-2, and the Bears still being shitty, they're 0-2? Can we both agree that that's a good thing?
Oh, dude, fuck the Bears.
Fuck the Bears and fuck the Vikings. I'm fine with the Lions winning the division, if I'm being honest. You guys, if anything, deserve it more than those two teams do. I do think it's going to be close between the Packers and the Lions. I think it's either going to be your team or my team who ends up winning the division. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll have Aaron Jones and David Bakhtiari and Christian Watson. We'll have them back and healthy for the Lions game. Hopefully most of your guys are healthy and it'll be a fair matchup. Hopefully it's a good, high-scoring game.
Yeah, I am definitely looking forward to love meeting Hutchinson for the first time.
Yeah, Hutchinson. Fuck that guy. Fucked up my fantasy points last year.
Rodgers fucked up my fantasy points. I drafted him to be my starting quarterback.
And last year he did not do good. Oh, did you draft him this year or last year?
This year.
This year. Oh, yeah. I drafted him this year too, but I also drafted Jordan Love. So I had both Packers QBs this year. Rodgers was my first pick, though, because I thought he was going to go crazy on the Jets. And then it turns out, nope, he injured 4 plays in. But Jordan Love's doing good. He got me a good solid 20 points today, so that was good.
I will say I hate to see the Packers succeed, just, division rivals, but it is good to see how good Love is. Like, the Packers definitely know what they're doing when it comes to drafting quarterbacks.
Yeah, how pissed would you be if Jordan Love ends up becoming a Hall of Fame QB? Like the third one in a row.
It'd be hard, but I mean, I have, the Lions have a Hall of Fame quarterback right now. So, I can't complain too much. And, we're coming off of Stafford, who, definitely deserves a Hall of Fame spot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for the debate. I appreciate it. All right.
You just kick him out so fast. Jesus.
Yeah. So, random debate. I don't know if this person wants to be added. How do you want your steak done? See how nuts chilled venom is. So, how do you like your steak done, chilled venom?
I want that shit to still be mooing. And I want a big fucking pack of A1 sauce.
Okay. You really want it raw.
Yes. That's okay. Now I receipt that claim and say, never mind, whatever. I just fucking.
Okay. Well, now the person wants to come in, so they're gonna be added.
If they say anything above well done, they deserve to be locked up and serve life in prison. A1 is trash. You are trash. I take that back. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's see if Kiwi enters the call. All right, Kiwi, the debate.
It is criminal that you think that. Wait. What do you think of the size?
You were about to criticize them before they even gave their opinion.
My bad.
Please be gentle with me. I just showed up. Just hang on. Like, I'm shaky for whatever reason. I've never been in calls like this before, so hold up. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it now. Like, just in general, like, how do you two, like, generally think about steak? Would you, like, eat it if it was, like, the last thing on our planet?
Yes.
Oh.
I would eat it. I would eat it every single day if I could. It's just expensive.
Okay, so how the hell would you guys react if someone came up to you straight up and was like, I prefer my steak well done?
They deserve to serve life in prison and never see light again.
So what if I... So
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Still... Sorry. Chill. If you had to pick between death and a well-done steak, that's your last meal. Okay. I don't eat steaks.
Jesus. Okay.
Maybe well done if there's a lot of A1 sauce involved, but other than that, death.
I'm a medium rare guy. Who are like? What kind of steak do you like, children?
Rare.
Rare. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, if I just had like steak by itself, if it was like the last thing, I guess I would eat it. But like, if it's nothing but steak, I guess it'd just be boring. I don't know. I'm not a meat guy.
All right, Kiwi. I think that was one of the best debates we got so far. Thank you.
The ocean's a soup.
I agree with that.
Last words. Ocean is a soup. Alrighty.
Is there more?
Yeah, there's more. People like to debate you, Chilled Venom, for some reason.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I still want those 2 people that just love to talk shit. Like, that's so funny.
All right. This is
Skeleton
the bird
Stallone.
person. This is the bird person.
This is the bird that I want to eat.
Yeah,
I love chicken wings.
All right, I don't know if this person's going to be joining. We will move on to the next person if we can't get this. Okay, yep, we're going to leave them in the DM. Okay, here they are. Never mind. Would you like to debate something against Chilled Venom or myself?
Bird. Bird likes to point out something towards Chill.
Okay.
So what kind of raw do you like to take it?
What was that?
What kind of raw?
All right, sorry. I was in an important phone call. What happened? My bad.
Say that again.
What kind of raw? What kind of raw do you take it?
What do you mean by that?
Do you take it raw, or do you take it raw?
What are you saying?
Are you asking if he takes it raw up the ass or like meat?
Yeah, like
eats?
TJ style or like meat?
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, TJ style.
TJ style. Oh, that's insane. I don't swing that way, but I don't hold it against anyone else. You know,
All
TJ's here, so I support my friends.
Thanks, Bird. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, next one. Let's invite them in. And then we got Holy Night after that. And then maybe that's it so far, but we'll see. All right. Join the VC. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I like how that bird person came in here and said bird in the chat too. They left their mark. That's funny. All right. What do you got to debate?
I would like to debate the best ice cream flavor.
That's a hard one. Fuck.
That's what she said.
Back then it was chocolate chip mint, but I started liking cookie dough.
That is a good one.
Ew, chocolate chip mint? You used to like that?
Used to. Keyword
Ugh.
used to.
I mean, that one's a pretty fire flavor, personally.
No, yeah, it was really good when I was like younger, but now
Yeah.
I'm more towards cookie dough.
I think
I get
cookie dough
that.
ice
I
cream
get-
is the best by far. I agree with children here.
Understandable.
How about you?
Yes.
I think my favorite is what is it? Rocky Road. Very classic.
Oh
Actually, I
my
agree with that
god,
too.
get the fuck out of here for that.
What?
Yeah,
I think that's good.
that's a most basic one. Rocky Road. Oh, that is so basic. So basic.
See,
Get the fuck out of here.
It's
We
because
have
you don't
basic
look at
people in here.
the beautiful simplicities in life. That's why. So you don't look at the simplistic
That is
beauty of
basic as hell. Rocky Road, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'm just kidding.
things. Yeah.
All right. We got another one. I'm gonna be skipping over a couple. DM me again, guys, if you want to debate or whatever. Let me see if I can get this person in. Right here. All right. They got a debate. Let's see if they join in.
Gamer minds.
If you guys want to join, you got to join my Discord. Links down in the description below. Go to the description, join my Discord, add me as a friend on Discord, and then DM myself, and then I'll add you to the group chat. Hello, do you got a debate for me or Chilled Venom?
I got a debate for both of you.
Okay.
Which system is better? PC, PlayStation, or
PC.
Xbox? Okay.
PC, 100%.
Master race, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's
I got
inevitable.
one right now.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else, or are we all just going to agree on that one?
I mean, into more detail, if you have the time of life to play games for long periods, PC. But If you're just a hard worker who just sits down for like a couple hours, then sleeps and does work for a living like a normal person, then console's the best for average gamers. But if you do have a lot of time on your hands, PC is the way to go.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure.
All right. Anything else to debate, or is that it?
No.
All right, get the fuck out of here then. Okay, next one. Let's hopefully we get a good one in here. All right, Speedy Silvers has something to debate. Thank you guys for the DMs, by the way. You guys are making this kind of fun. All right, Speedy Silvers, you got anything to debate?
Yeah, I got a question for you, Chill.
Yo.
What's your opinion on Fast 10?
Family.
So do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you like?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, what the hell?
All I know is family. That's all I know.
Well, I will say if you want action, it's okay. If you want story, whatever. I personally like it, but I'm just a diehard fan. What are your guys' views on the Fast and Furious franchise?
Absolutely fucking garbage. Most of the movies are garbage.
Family.
Seriously?
Seriously to what? The family part or the garbage part?
The garbage part.
Oh, yeah. I think most of them are absolutely garbage. They're nothing but popcorn grabs. But again, most movies nowadays are. So I don't fault the franchise for it. But it's if someone sits here and says, hey, I want to watch a good movie, Fast and Furious is the last thing that pops up in my mind.
Where do you think the series died off from popularity in your opinion?
I don't think it really died from popularity. I think it still has popularity. I think its peak was during Fast and Furious 7 and the Fate of the Furious. But I appreciate Fast 1, 2, and 3, the more so I would call the originals rather than the blockbuster type movies they make nowadays. Ever since Dwayne Johnson really entered it, it became more of a blockbuster billion-dollar movie type goal in every single thing. And I don't really like that. I didn't really like Hobbs and Shaw either, to be honest. But the original the first Fast and Furious will also always hold a special place in my heart because I'm a car guy. But I don't really think none of them are good to great movies.
See, a lot of the fans say the peak of the Fast franchise was around 4 and 5, because that was still kind of in the ballpark of a bunch of street racers just pretty much trying to make ends.
Right.
Whereas with you said, when they started adding characters like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character, and they started doing stuff that was less street racing, which some of the later movies still have a bit of that, but where it goes to more action and all that, I can kind of see that. But
awesome,
being
thank you. All right, gotta move on. Gotta move on. We're live. We're doing it live. All right. The Holy Knight has something to debate about being an asshole. It might be about you, so we'll see.
Yay!
All right, you got something to debate about being an asshole?
Yeah, alright. Who can be more of an asshole between Chilled, Toy Bounty Hunter, and who was the other one in here earlier?
Sen.
Yeah, Sen.
Toy wouldn't survive because he won't even get into a call with me. So
yeah,
that should pretty much answer the question.
Toys eliminated pretty easy. I would say Sen, then Chilled Venom. I would say Sen's dad, and then the Chilled Venom would be Sen's child. That's how that works. Yeah. Chilled Venom wouldn't win against Sen, no matter what. It would never happen.
He's more experienced than me, I will admit.
Wow. Okay. I mean, based off of the way that whole situation went earlier, wow, it was ooh, hold up, dude. Dial it back a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Sen's a lot more of an asshole, that's for sure. But he's a respectful asshole. While Chilled Venom, I don't think he's as respectful of an asshole. But he'll get there one day. He just needs to learn from Sen, pretty much, I think.
I feel like some people deserve to be criticized in a harmful manner because, what's it called? That's the only way they'll learn when they're actually in the wrong. If I'm in the wrong, I will be stubborn about it, but I'll eventually get there and admit it. Probably, most likely.
There you go. There's your answer. All right, moving on. Jonah wants to join.
Jonah Hill? No shot.
It might be Jonah Hill. We don't know. See if it sounds like him. All right.
Is there anyone here that has had like hard critiques of my takes?
I think we're getting more Simpson fans than we are getting people who hate you.
Fuck. That is good and bad at the same time. Yeah. No. Oh my god, Puppy Wedham. I remember this guy. Holy fuck.
Jonah, join. Join the call. There we go. Jonah, you got something to debate. Jonah. Oh.
Jonah Hill.
Hello?
Yo?
Now, success! Did you hear that?
Yes, I did, Mr. Crocker.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what my... I'm new to Discord. Does that what my thing says?
No, like, that's how you sounded when you said success.
Oh.
What do you got to debate?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, I'm sorry about spamming earlier. I did not know I was spamming. I thought the internet was being weird. Wanted to point that out first. And I just want to talk about autism and using that as an excuse to do crappy things because I have autism. And as someone who sees a lot of autism.
Okay, we can barely understand you, and you
I
said
actually
autism.
understood him. I actually understood him. He said if autism could use it as an excuse because I have autism.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what he said. At least I could make out like most of it. Like he said something about like can autism be used as an excuse because I have autism, but then you cut him off because you kicked him out. So I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. No, autism should normally, no one's really condition should really be used as an excuse. But when it does happen, it all depends on the circumstance and the situation, I would say.
And where you are on the spectrum.
Yeah, that as well. All right, we got Cage who might want to come in here and DM.
Who?
Cage.
Cage? Like for breaking, like from Better Call Saul?
Like Johnny Cage.
Oh, I thought you said Page. Whatever. Cage.
All right, Cage, you got something to debate?
What's going on? I actually got one thing. It's something I usually debated back in school with my friends and stuff. We usually go around talking to people about school. What is what is a worse way to die? Drowning by water or being burned by fire?
Well, one bloats your lungs and you just like die in the water, and the other one burns you alive and you feel all of it.
Yeah, fire would be more painful. Water, you would feel some internal pain, but I think you would go out a bit more peacefully than being burnt into some flames.
Yeah, I feel like being majestic, at least being able to get recovered, is better than being burned and like getting turned away.
If you had the choice to die by fire, if you're dying by fire, it would have to burn all the way to your internals, and at that point you're fucked. But if you're dying by water, there is a chance you can be brought back as well. So they can pull you out of the water once you die, give you CPR, clear your lungs up, and try to reboot your heart as well. So like there's a chance that you could still survive even if you died by water.
All right. I want to make this quick. Just one more thing before I leave or you kick me out or anything like that. Chill Venom, with the way you were talking to I forget her name.
Mendicate.
Mendicate, yeah. With the way you handled how she was talking, would you say that is the best way to handle someone who is not making any sense with how they're trying to get their stuff out, like yes, this and that, or would you say it's better to take a different approach, like more neutral, more like you're trying to be nice, something like that, or would you say the way you do it is a quote unquote better way to handle people that are like that, like Mendicate?
Good question.
In the sense of commentary, it could be varied because this person kind of did come in like defending someone that clearly isn't in the right. But if it wasn't related to commentary, you'd want to talk to them in a more calming manner because you never know what they're going through. So, yeah.
With them like with the way they were talking about how they were still gathering all the information with Scott and everything, you said you would say the best approach with you was talking in the way you did, because I mean I don't have a problem with that. I mean I'm usually the way with that with some people, but some people would also try to counterattack or like try to say that doing that could also cause them problems, you know, with mental problems, stuff like that, make them feel so bad and so terrible. I've had people tell me where whenever I talk to people like that, whenever they weren't making sense, that I was risking them like committing suicide or something like that. Would you say, have you ever thought about that? Really, like that's like a word to you, or like are you that type of person that really doesn't care who they are, just that you just want to get it, you just want to get all the information about them and just not care about them completely?
That is a weird one. I don't even know how to answer that, because when you talk to someone, especially in this sort of space, your first thought isn't, "Oh, I wonder what their personal life is like." So usually that kind of brushes over people's heads. So again, if it wasn't in the scene of commentary, of course you'd want to take those extra precautions, because again, you would never know what someone's going through. But in the space of commentary, the only thing is this guy is pretty much against your opinions, so it's going to turn into an argument or some sort of debate. And you never really think about what that person is going through, because the whole point of that talk you're going to have with that person is to debate them, talk to them about the situation that you're talking about, or argue with them to some extent.
Okay, because I asked, like I said before, whenever I talk the same with people, some other people have told me, they're also people in their life, they could have problems with the way you talk to them, that they've been through certain types of stuff. So I was just wondering, like, if that has ever come into your thought while you're talking to these people, and if you're telling me that it hasn't, that's understandable. But I just wanted to be sure, because with the way you were talking to her, yeah, did make it sound like, yeah, you were being an asshole. I'm not trying to say it in a personal way, but you were doing it for a reason. Like, you're saying, yeah, I'm doing this because I want to get all this information out of her, because she's not making sense. She's not, whatever she's saying is not connecting the dots or anything like that. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, because if this person's not being like upfront with you, you'd want to like just get to the point. You'd want to be more blunt with this person. You'd want to get straight to the point. So if they're not, like, she kind of didn't answer the question. So she said like, I don't know, or something like that. Or unless I'm getting it wrong, I don't remember. But she didn't answer the question at first, so I had to like specifically tell her, you're not answering the question. Please just tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how much info or receipts did Scott give you, or show you, or talk to you about? And she said it's off the charts. So I was like, okay, then that settles it. That he pretty much showed you everything. So that's like a straight answer. It's better than just getting, well, maybe this and that, blah, blah, blah. And it just, gets to another conversation that isn't really related to what we're talking about.
Okay. All right, well, that's about it.
He doesn't even let the finish talking, dude. That's crazy.
Nah.
That guy he had like really good questions. That was insane.
All right, I think this is where we're gonna pretty much end things. I kind of wanted to dive more deeper into LizKatz side of the story for the stream, but I think I can better save that for its own thing, so it's highlighted more, and there's a little bit more. I think there's better payoff on covering it on its own merits as well. So I'll dive more deeper into that into another stream. Chillven, with anything else you want to say to the chat before we end things here?
To all the people that hate me, if you're gonna hate me, do it up front so I can laugh at you, please, and thank you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, any final questions you have for me? Anything else in the chat you want to ask real quick? You're confused on any other basic stuff where we really talk about anything else for that matter? We kind of been doing that with the debate channel, like debating. I say debate channel, but it wasn't a debate channel. It was just like a little debate thing we did. Anything else anybody wants to ask though before we jump into that? TJV, she mentioned an organization. What organization was she in? Like what in the world? I don't know, and I'm not really going to pay much attention to it. I'm not going to go investigate whoever this Mendicate person is. It seems like they need to go look up more information and be a little bit more informed as well. So we're going to sit here and wait on if she has more stuff to say. She'll probably tweet and at me like she has before, and she'll update people with more information when that time goes, but we'll see. Do you think the Packers can beat my Vikings? I feel really sorry for your Vikings that you not only lost to Tampa Bay, but Eagles were a lot tougher of a match. I can understand why you lost against the Eagles, but there was no reason to lose against Tampa Bay. I know Tampa Bay beat the Bears today as well, but it kind of just shows that the Vikings defense is not as good as people were putting it out to be. I think the Vikings were severe frauds last year, and I don't mean that in a bad way per se. I mean that more so your 14-3 record doesn't resemble how good your team actually was. You guys played like a 9-8 team but had a 14-3 record. Your point differential kind of shows that. You had like a 1 point differential. Most 14-3 teams have way higher point differentials, and your team did not. So I think the Vikings are not as good as people claim they are. They got really lucky with their schedule in some of their games last year. The Vikings kind of do suck, but you guys got hope. You got a young Justin Jefferson. You got a lot of talent over there. Your tight end is really good still. You guys got a lot of promise. I think I would have even, I didn't draft anyone from the Vikings this year, but I certainly would have, because I do think there's talent there. I just don't think you'll be able to beat the Vikings or beat the Packers. The Packers are more of a balanced team than I think the Vikings would. The Vikings are more of an offensive team. You know, Vikings are a really good offensive team. You guys can put up a lot of points if Kirk Cousins wants to have a good day. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. Hey, TGV, you watch college football, and what's your favorite team? I don't really watch college football that much, but I watch some college football. I'm always a fan of, like, the Iowa teams because I'm from Iowa. Iowa State, I've always kind of been a fan of. Brock Purdy, the 49er, QB of the 49ers. He's from Iowa State. Lucas Van Ness got drafted by the Packers. He's from Iowa. There's a smattering of other players as well. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Iowa teams, really. But I don't really watch college ball as much as I watch NFL. I will watch some college ball, though. It all depends on the day. We need more chill streams like this and not long, drama-filled BS streams. Well, it's going to be long, drama-filled BS streams. It's just, for the people who do stick around for that long, I usually try to reward you by doing something a little bit more fun. Hopefully this debate thing was a little bit more fun. Some of you guys got to come in here. Sorry about cutting some of you guys off. We just got to keep the ball rolling, make it quick. Can you sum up if Scott did anything else? So yeah, this stream we talked about Scott. He striked mr.sen's channel, but then redacted that. He took the strike down and reversed it. He said he was going to send me a cease and desist, and then reversed that and said he wasn't going to. He apologized for trying to pretty much not get me to talk about anything anymore, and he says, I expect you to do your job. I respect you as a journalist. So Scott kind of had like a bit of a moment yesterday, and I talked about a lot of it today. I talked about a lot of the DMs. You guys can go back through the stream. The stream isn't that long. It's only going to be about 3 hours long, so it ain't a super long stream, but yeah, that's what happened there. TJV, any news about that cold Big Mac you ate? I ate only a bite of it, and then I threw it away. But yeah, it was something. Going to the bathroom wasn't fun. I don't know if it was related to that or if I was just sick at the time. Steelers versus Packers, who's winning? Steelers will, but I thought I would ask. I definitely think it's going to be Packers beating the Steelers. I don't think Kenny Pickett is as good as people advertise. Next question. I'm very new to the NFL. This is my first season. Well, hey, great season to start out. People are being shocked by how teams are performing. TJV, so do you think Sen is going to get his videos back up? They are already back up. The videos are already back up. Sen went and replaced most of the thumbnails, so Scott can't do that again. And I will refrain from using any profile picture that Scott uses because of that copyright. He pretty much copyrighted a bunch of Sen's streams, and that gave him a strike. And he copyrighted the profile picture on Scott's Twitter that was public at the time. So it was a public photo for a moment, and then Scott all of a sudden went private and wanted to copyright it. Kind of a BS move. You don't really hand out strikes and do stuff like that. Usually you try to talk to the person, or you take things the legal route, removing the video and copyright and giving someone a strike over that. It's kind of petty for the platform to be doing something like that, I think, but that's just my own opinion. TJV, you think she was only defending Scott because she's interested in him? Bima said she's a future ex of his father. I don't know. I'm not going to go on a long tangent trying to figure out if Mendicate is going to do something like that or has any plans or interest in that. I think that she's just interested, and she's one of the supporters in the Scott situation, just like there's supporters of Liz and Delirious. She's a supporter of Scott. There are other supporters of Liz and Delirious. There's two sides of it. People pick sides sometimes. I advocate not to pick any side. That is it. TJV, is there anything new with Mini Ladder EDP? I think Nogla and Brian said something about EDP on the React channel. So yeah, EDP got confronted by, I forgot his name. Someone called him out, and the guy who called him out, I forgot his name, but he actually worked with, I'm forgetting his name. It's like one of those predator poacher. Gideon. Okay, Gideon worked with like a predator poacher. What's his name? One of those channels who catch predators online and do sting operations. I'm actually a fan of that guy. I was planning on making a video talking on how underrated he is, but Gideon worked with this guy. Called out EDP and seen him in person, and yeah, I'm very I'm really surprised. Hopefully we get to see it. I heard that they tried uploading the video, but the video got taken down. So hopefully they're able to get that video up. But I heard they're going to court, and EDP's finally going to answer for the stuff he's doing legally. And if that's the case, hopefully that stuff in court gets handled. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. TJV, I messaged you on Discord. Okay, I'll check out everything afterwards. A few debate streams could be good for content. Yeah, I'll try to do more of that. What did Liz tweet about? What did Liz tweet about Jaden Christopher? I don't know. I'm going to have to check that out. Is it bad that I love the Vikings and Colts since the Colts paid respect to my friend who died on the football field? No, it ain't bad that you like or love or a team or whatever. It's just there's going to be friendly competition, and we're going to talk shit about your team. I mean, it's just something that's going to happen. Respect to the Colts for doing that, though. Do you know if the rugby pitch that Mini Lad sponsored is still named after him? No. They, as far as I'm aware, they removed any association with Craig Thompson because it was called like the Craig Thompson Field, and they removed all association as far as I know. Thanks for bringing me into the call. It's me, Cage, so thanks, CGV. Oh, you're Bustin' Jeeber. Okay, I recognize you now. Mini Lad versus EDP box match. Who wins? I think Mini Lad would. He's just in better shape. TJV, when is your next stream? Also, do you think Scott will make his Twitter public or not private? I think he'll do the same thing he has been doing. He'll switch back from protected to private to he might deactivate it again and then reactivate it. I think he'll keep flipping back and forth. There's no signs from Scott right now that shows me that he will stop doing this back and forth sort of behavior, which again is not a good look. So if he doesn't do it again, great, he made up his mind, but I think he's going to go back and forth constantly. You can always try to follow his account to see if he allows you to see some of his tweets. Just, again, I don't condone harassment, bullying, death threats, doxing of any kind. Just don't participate in shit like that. Rugby is better than American football anyway. I'm going to go... It's like 6 a.m. Take it easy, everyone. Okay, I heavily disagree with that. American football whoops rugby, in my opinion. I do think rugby players do have better endurance, though, that's for sure. Minnie still has a broken arm. Don't think he'd win a match, bro. I don't know if he still has a broken arm or not. I haven't seen the most recent streams from him. I've been caught up in a lot of this stuff. If he still has a broken arm, then yeah, EDP maybe could take the cake because of that disadvantage. But Mini Lad is significantly faster if we're talking in terms of that. All right, so I answered all the questions. I'm caught up. I'm going to be ending the stream. Thank you guys for joining and everything like that. Had a really chaotic week and this last weekend and everything. I'm hoping to upload a video sometime soon, catch you guys up. Maybe I'll make a video recapping this stream and upload it tomorrow if I have some time, or the next day, and you guys will be able to catch up, so make sure to check out any videos that I upload. The next time I'm going to stream, by the way, is probably going to be sometime this week for sure. You will see a stream sometime this week. I will try to give an update to let people know when, but I usually have the stream scheduled 30 minutes to an hour prior, so you guys can always you have about 30 minutes to an hour to be checking my channel to seeing if I'm going to stream or not. If you end up missing it, sorry about that, but I usually stream evening 6 p.m. and beyond Central Standard Time. So yeah, that's typically the time I do it. Thank you guys for the goodbyes and everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for joining the debate. The people that joined, I really appreciate it. Try to be respectful, try to be nice, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.